alias Cuomo is gone. We did it, chat. Cuomo is gone. Feels strong, man. Last year I was battling cancer and this community helped me get through it. Love you all, Hasan. Love your chat. Hope everyone has a good week. Pogu. Hassle. Are we crab raving today? Love your white people happy. Looks like Cuomo Gubad his last film. Pogo Madon. Bye bye ads. Freedophobia is back, baby. Exclamation mark. Hassle. Oh what? Oh ow. Oh ow. You won't. Yeah. It's lit. Double digits, baby. Hassle. What's up, chat? Cuomo is gone. This must be how Italians felt when Mussolini died. Probation done. Him not fucking leaving has mad. Pog Cuomo go bye bye.
Waiting for Hasan. Gonna go watch some videos and just do a lot of commentary on his
Why
stream.
Pepo pussy?
It's all a meme. So now what are we waiting for? Waiting for Hasan. What will he do when he's live? Open up the casino, let the gambler in. It's time to sit. I bet we're gonna be sitting here waiting for Hasan. I used to come here for politics. Now I watch him game and yell at great names all day. God, how long have I been sitting here waiting for Hasan? Waiting for Hasan. Waiting for Hasan. Waiting for Hasan.
Can't believe it's been a year. Glad to
What's
have
going on,
spent it in the
everybody?
best community
I hope everyone's
house.
having a fantastic evening, a fantastic pre-noon, a fantastic afternoon. No matter where you are in the world, I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the HasanAbi broadcast coming to you live from
Wow, 8 months of
sunny
being
California,
calm
Los
this way.
Angeles. It is hazy out here. That's what my Microsoft is saying. 77 degrees and hazy out here in California, Los Angeles, folks. And oh my God, what a show. What a show we have lined up today. I mean, it's fucking nuts, dude. It's just nuts. Now, of course, I'm going to get to the news quickly and immediately, despite the fact that for some reason my chatterino says there's only 1,000 people in here. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. My Twitch is broken. Never mind. Now it says 10,000 viewers. Okay. Literally, as I said that, the number changed. It literally said I have 1K people in here
Hi, Hasan, I missed you guys. It's good to be back,
for the
Has.
entire duration. I was like, all right, I guess fucking people are like, we're done. We're fucking done. We're no longer interested. We're no longer interested,
Thanks.
even remotely interested in politics. It's over. You know, Andrew Cuomo fucking resigned, so we're done. You're fucking canceled. You're usually on time.
Hi, Chatuo.
You're usually not on time, so no one's here yet, lol. Dude, what the fuck do you mean? I literally always start at like 11:10. I fell off, dude. I'm washed. The hood watches Andrew Cuomo now. He had a live stream earlier this morning. We're going to talk about that, obviously. But hey, let me tell you something. This is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news, okay? Let me just put on my fucking hat.
Jammies
This is a
do
day
not
of
come.
mourning, okay? This is a sad day. This is not a happy day. This is a fucking sad day, boys. I mean, goddamn, dude. All my heroes. All my Italian heroes, dude.
Hi, chat. Hassle, hassle, hassle.
Anyway, What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this is part of the broadcast where I tell you a little bit about my personal news. And
Love
you know, last night I ended the broadcast, hung out with my family. They are like fucking up my diet, dude. I'm losing my mind. Like, I love them. I respect them. I have endless love for them, okay, and endless respect for them. I want to, you know, make things accommodating for them always. You know, I respect them, but goddamn, do I fucking wish they would have a similar level of respect for like my boundaries, specifically my dad, dude. My dad is just like, he does not give a fuck. He is a feeder, dude. He's like Cutie Cinderella, like, but so much worse. So much worse than Cutie Cinderella. He just like, bro, they get the dankest fucking burritos, dude. They're like constantly eating good food because like he's visiting, right? At least with my mom, it's like, my mom has been living here been living here full time for, you know, a long time now. So it's she's like acclimated, and she like lets me do my thing, you know, lets me cook my own food. So she's a bit more understanding now that, like, you know, she fucking helped
let's go
the situation with me gaining a fuckload of weight, right? But my dad is like, he just doesn't give a fuck. You're divorced? No, they're not divorced. I'm not a child of divorce. No. My dad lives in Turkey full time. My mom lives with me now, but she's supposed to live in New Jersey. I mean, I basically just fucking told my dad, I was like, listen, dude, like, you can't be doing this shit. It's my mom's birthday today too, so they're like, no, we're gonna fucking eat tonight. Like, it just sucks because, like, look,
thank you for the stream, said HasanAbi.
It just sucks because it's like, we're a fat family, okay? We're all obese. Like, we all were obese when we were growing up, and like, you know, we're still pretty fucking fat now. My dad got a gastric bypass. My brother got a gastric bypass. They like kind of dealt with it. They're not as bad as they used to be. And because of that, like, our entire experience revolves around food. We go to different places around the world. We visit. We eat the food. You know what I mean? Like, so you fit into America perfectly. Yeah, we were fucking obese in Turkey, bro. So that's how you know we were dedicated to the cause. You know what I'm saying? So we do food tourism. Yeah, like everything we do revolves around food. All of our experiences revolve around food. It's a love language, whatever the fuck, right? It's everything. And that's how Middle Eastern families are in general, right? So like, it's just it's hard. It's hard to like deal with the repercussions of that. But ultimately, you know, I finally went and I got a protein powder so I can make my own goddamn shakes instead of like getting shakes out and about where they're like, hey, yeah, this shake is $9, so of course we're gonna make it feel fucking, make it taste amazing. So yeah, it's gonna be a protein shake that we label as like skinny, because I just want the bare bones shit. I just want the protein. I want the fucking ice so it feels good in my mouth. And it's like, it's literally like the shakes are like 600 calories. I'm like, what the fuck? That's a meal replacement, dude. That's not like, you know, give me a fucking milkshake at that point. Like, literally get a Shake Shack milkshake and dump whey powder in it and fucking, you know, run it through the blender, and that's what you got. Like, that's not a fucking protein shake. That's just a shake that makes you feel good. Like, you're not drinking a fucking milkshake, but you are drinking a milkshake. So, you know, I finally got my own fucking, you know, whey, and I'm gonna use the Ninja blender I've had for a long time. I haven't like, I'm like finally bringing that back. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while. I just hate cleaning.
Yes.
Like, I despise cleaning. I despise it. I despise it more than anything else. So that is precisely why I never wanted to. Ooh, I just found a good video on my YouTube fucking, you know, homepage. This shit's gonna be good. This will be fun to watch. Loudest blender in the game. I know. When you, dude, When I turn on that Ninja blender, it literally, I feel like the entire
Fine,
apartment
Chet, you're looking
complex
mad
is like
cute and
lit
everything,
on
Sean.
fire. I don't know what kind of power you need to work this thing. It's like, I feel like you could blend cement with it. You know what I mean? It is the loudest. I used to have the small one, like the smaller Ninja or whatever the fuck it's called, which was like still very, very loud, but never to this degree. Like the big one I'm using for the first time ever, and it is so fucking loud. I feel like it's so loud. I don't know what's going on. Like, I feel like they put a Porsche engine in there. It's got like 700 horsepower. There's like a valet key for the bullet. You know what I mean?
3 months, Chet Hyperpulse.
Like for the normies, like when they come over and they want to make their own blender, you got to give them the valet key. So it like, you know, cranks down the horsepower to half. It's nuts. That's why I get the bullet. I used to have the bullet, and I guess my mom bought the Ninja one. But
Happy 1 year, my favorite L streamer.
anyway, so
8 months. Arjan? Pogo.
that's what's going on. Anyway, I worked out this morning with my trainer. My back was my back is still in pain, obviously, as some of you already know, but it's getting better. It's subsiding. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Hold on a moment, folks. My dad's here, but he's not actually here, but his phone is here, so his phone is ringing in the background. 1 second. Gotta deal with that. Baba telefonu. Alacağım mı yanına ya da şeyi al. Sessiz al ne olur. Okay. Never mind, he is here. As I was saying,
is this the point where I start forgetting myself and
wait,
get
why
so
can't I hear
annoyed
the
get
music
mad?
right now? What's going on? Yeah, as far as my lower back goes, you know, the pain is a little bit better, but when I get cold, it comes back and it's really annoying. But you know, you got to deal with it. You got to live with it. You got to learn. Hopefully, you know, that's what it takes. But the worst part is I can't laugh. Like, it hurts me when I laugh. Lo-fi beats, listen to HasanAbi rant to. Let us meet Baba Piker. No.
Hi.
Have you thought about amputation? Yeah, I think I should just cut it out.
Pepo has.
I should just cut it out. Cut the back out completely. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot going on. What's in the box? Twitch sent it to me. I haven't opened it yet. I will though. Yeah, I see I started a trend. Apparently, everyone is seeing the word Sigma a lot on their timeline. So much for 30 and flirty and thriving, eh? Yeah, it's not great. Yes, I have not covered the outline of the reconciliation bill. We are going to talk about it. Don't worry. We're going to get to it. Okay, we're going to get to it today. Okay. Thank you, Day Lily Mave, for the 5-1 gift subs. Also, I reached out to like a girl that was on my Instagram explore page who's like a racer or something. She's really cute too. But I DM'd her like last night because she was talking about like race tracks that you can find in LA. Yeah, she's a racist. And I was like, yo, I'm trying to go race. I'm trying to be a racist. Can you teach me how to be a racist? And She immediately talked about Jake and Bake Live. She's half Japanese, half white.
Only sub for this emote.
Do with that information what you will. Immediately was like, well, Jake is streamed at Button Willow in the streets of Willow, both of decent service. And I was like, yeah, but like I want to, you know, I want to stream with you because I don't know how to fucking drive and I have a Toyota Camry. Like, you know what I mean? And she said she'd be down to do it. So I'm gonna potentially do some shit like that.
Exclamation mark.
Damn, you fucking found her so quick. What the fuck? Holy shit. Yeah, her name is Hanabu. Not hitting up Noelle about racing. No. I'm gonna do something with Noelle about racing too. I follow her. Omega Lol. Yeah.
CUOMO is a creep.
You know you have race car driving chatters, right? Says IRS audit. Are you a race car driving chatter? And her being cute has nothing to do with anything. It's just that, like, you know, it makes for good content because you guys are fucking psychos. It doesn't mean anything beyond that. I think she probably streams on Twitch too. I am a race car driving chatter. My name is Max Verstappen. Says El Pol Pot. Yeah, I don't believe that. She's the most famous female gearhead influencer on Instagram. Go for a ride in her S2K. She's fast. What the fuck is S2K? I don't know what any of this stuff is, but like I want her to like show me this shit. You know what I mean? Some investment app is using your video to promote on TikTok. What?
Consuming commie propaganda 3.
What the fuck? Oh my god, that's Yasuo too. Bro, what the fuck, dude? Name Jail.
Love you, Hasan.
That's at TwitchCon with Doodoo Daff. I'm crying there because I had like one of the Ghost Chili Pepper fucking chips and it destroyed me. Anyway, all right, folks, let's fucking blast off. That's enough for personal news for the day. Let's blast the fuck off because you know, daycare is open and we're fighting.
Do you hear that?
Italia phobia by covering the Andrew Cuomo resignation. Infrastructure week is upon us. Andrew Cuomo resignation in parentheses emotional. That's better. What did the dono say? I missed it. Anyway, infrastructure week is upon us. Climate change will ruin us all. Special guest Noah Kulwin will be joining me in a bit. Get in now. www. Noah's out here and he wanted to hang out, so I was like, dude, you want to come on my stream? So he's gonna come to my house and we're gonna hang out and we're gonna chill and we're gonna collab. You're digging the mullet? Thank you.
Yeah.
We are going to watch Andrew. We're just gonna get started with the top news story of the day. Obviously, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been suspended again for 7 days over vaccine misinformation. My fucking queen, Marjorie Titan Greene, folks. That's crazy. You are massive, my guy, and looking good. Thank you, Bospota3377.
Thanks for the entertainment, all while keeping me informed. You the best.
White Boy Summer is canceled. Forgot to mention that. R/neoliberal is claiming that Natalie Wynn is based because she's owning the left or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on in her latest video. So that's fun. That'll be cool. Yeah, let's get started with White Boy Summer being canceled first. I already watched this, so no surprises here. But folks, Chet Hanks is done did it again. Okay, he fucking done did it again, dude. Natalie has always been a lib. Oh, here we go. I don't care. I like her. I like her commentary. I don't know what the fuck she said in her last video. I think she's a very nice person. I think she's a very smart person. I think she's a very thoughtful person. I don't know if she's like you know, spitting some lip tendencies in the fucking in her Kevin Abstract. Oh, Kevin. Unfortunately, Kevin and I will not be able to stream together this week because they're already fucking they're in album mode. So they rented a house together, and they're like, you know, I'm not gonna reveal most of the details, but like we've been talking, and they're no longer in like the area. Okay, so I was trying to hang out with him and, you know, get him on the stream on Sunday, but he was in the studio. Leaked? It's not a leak. It's, dude, what the fuck do you mean? He literally tweeted about it, I think. You guys are scaring me. I don't think I leaked anything. Yeah, he tweeted about it, right? Oh, fuck, thank God. Holy shit. I thought like I literally leaked some information. Yeah, okay, good. Anyway, I blasted off, boys, so get the fuck in here now. Let people know. Let your friends know. Let your family know. This is a fucking big one, dude. This is a big stream, okay? There's a lot going on today. Slammed, jammed. Tomorrow, guest on the podcast for Fear and Malding, episode 15. We are going to have Austin Show. Beam, beam, beam, beam, beam, beam. Austin Show. On the pod. What is this?
In your dreams, you keep leading me on. Long as you loving me. Long as you
just sucked a massive dick in a parking lot. Wow. Yeah.
loving me. We can keep this going on.
Because of assault allegations over Uri.
I love the podcast, bro. Why does my wife know you? I'm sorry to break it to you, my friend.
Hasan, you can't keep getting away with it.
It's because I'm a fucking Sigma male, dude. That's right. Your wife knows me because...
It's for baby.
You already know what I'm gonna say. Your wife knows me because, unfortunately, I'm a fucking Sigma male, okay? Because we had sex. Sexual intercourse. Me and your wife. And your mom, too. That's right. Sorry. Unshakable, unbreakable frame. Impossible to shatter, except for my lower back. You wanna know why? You wanna know how? Because I made her smell my farts. That's why. I made her smell my musk, my Sigma farts, as we learned from that Anthony guy the other day. Apparently, that's what Sigma males are supposed to do. Yeah. That's not me. That's what, you know, main Sigma male Anthony, whatever the fuck says.
Great 9 months. Thanks, Hasan. 17 months hassle.
Anyway, let's keep going. Natalie criticized anything but a revolution right now as bad types and LARPers of that sort. Gigantic hit to the left. Oh yeah, okay. So she had reasonable criticisms of you know, revolutionary Marxists who LARP as like guerrilla fighters or some shit, and then everybody fucking turned around and was like, that's me, I'm literally a fucking revolutionary fighter, so fuck you. because everybody knows, like, the
Hello,
Zapatistas, dude, like, for the most part, like, their impact is on Twitter with hammer and sickle accounts. Like, they just fucking sit around and they tweet about how, you know, everyone is a CIA agent. My mom is a CIA agent because she won't let me have chicken tendies tonight. Like, that's what fucking revolutionary guerrillas do. Like, that's what they do. They fucking have hammer and sickle accounts and they accuse everybody of being the CIA. You and your Rage Gaming would be amazing collab. I'd be down as fuck, dude.
3 more months before our socialist baby is born, Hasan. I hope you're excited.
Anyway, let's get going. Let's talk about White Boy Summer.
Hey guys, so just checking in. Look, I've been kind of on the fence about this for a while. That's why I've never spoke on it. But with the amount of people that I know recently that have gotten COVID, and with like the numbers rising, I think it's important for me to say, like, I got the vaccine. I think everybody should.
Fuck.
I think it's really important, like, that we all do this just as like citizens, as Americans.
Oh yeah,
We
he's
have to
right.
look
Yeah,
out for
that's
each other
cool.
and get this shit under control, guys.
Oh,
So like,
I'm sure this won't
I
go anywhere
suggest to
bad.
all my followers, you guys set an appointment and get
Wow.
the vaccine first thing. Psych!
No!
Bitch! If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I never had COVID. You ain't sticking me with that motherfucking needle. It's the motherfucking
No!
flu. Get over it, okay? If you're sick, stay inside. I'm tired of having okay? Why we working around y'all? If y'all, if you're in danger, stay your ass inside. I'm tired of wearing a motherfucking mask. Hey, guys.
Okay, so I guess White Boy Summer
Nice.
is not going. Is not happening. Get the shot, you fuck. Your dad literally had it. I mean, he didn't die, though. Yeah, Tom Hanks literally spread COVID. Like, Tom Hanks is like patient 0 in Australia or some shit. To start off the day. Are you trying to get banned, dude? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? This motherfucker is back with some dumbass, like, no, dude, I don't care about your high school band. Okay, I'm going to start being very mean to you. I'm done. This one had 400 views. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Fucking band kids, dude. Oh my god.
Loving the streams. Hey, Suni.
God damn it.
Hassle.
Why is Epstein trending? Oh shit, I accidentally fucking scrolled down on Twitter. That could have been bad. Anyway.
Millimeter past my nostril. Oh, sir, you gotta have your mask. Oh, yeah, my bad. Slips down again. Sir, your mask. Oh, okay, my bad. Gotcha. I'm like, I go, you're really on it, huh? He goes, yeah, we are. Okay. He's like, did you get the vaccine? I'm like, yeah, for sure I got the vaccine. Psych, bitch. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I never had COVID. Bitch. I'm so sick of this.
Dog, your dad had it. When Tom Hanks got COVID, he tweeted updates and pledged to follow all protocols. Chet Hanks is a hack who doesn't care about his parents or if anyone else gets COVID and dies.
Glad I found you.
Yeah, no shit. Dude, Chet Hanks is such a fucking fail son, dude. Ironically, this could end if people like him got the
2
vaccine.
months.
I mean, the thing is, like, like, I don't really care if Chet Hanks gets COVID
Free Palestine.
and suffers the worst
Palestinian
consequences of COVID. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. Let him get fucking COVID then, you know? Hey, Chet, listen, Chet,
XOXO.
then fucking get COVID. Yeah, get COVID and permanent lung damage, Chet. Have fun with that, you dumb fuck. Okay? White Boy Summer will go on without you. Okay, we're in fucking August. It's gonna end anyway. Maybe you wanna wrap up White Boy Summer in a hospital with a fucking ventilator shaft down your goddamn gullet. Okay? Maybe it'll create a new perspective for you. Maybe you'll stop doing patois all the fucking time. You know? Who knows? It's Sigma Male Summer, baby. We're fucking vaxxed up.
Hogpog, am I right?
It's about spread, though. Someone turned a gun on themselves at an indoor shooting range in my town. Sag.
Yo, Hasan, you're my second
Bro, what the
favorite turf
fuck?
behind
Why?
this man Mehmet who runs
Okay,
the
thanks
local
for letting
kebab
us
joint
know,
near
man.
my
That's
house. Here's to 4
chill.
months sex.
Okay. I wish you had him on the pod. I mean, I can still have him on.
11-month in a big frog.
I was trying to show my mom Fear and Molly, but she described you as full of yourself because you were chewing gum. I think she just didn't like the anti-establishment rhetoric. She liked the John Lovett interview, though. I tried. Sag. It's all good, dude.
Epic.
Can he still do the patois with lung damage? I think so. You got posted on public freakouts? Drunk Turkish guy arguing with a street dog about communism and narcissism?
Köpekten en büyük beklentim hav. Yani hav bekliyorum yani bir köpekten hav bekliyorum mesela. Kediden miyav bekliyorum. İşte kuştan çık çık bekliyorum. Yani senden beklentimiz bu. Sen tamam yapabileceğin kadar kendini ortaya koyabileceğin kadar koy. Anlatabildim mi? Bu şekilde direniyorsan
Okay, I don't care about this. Okay, enough memes. Enough memes. It's time for dreams. Okay? Enough memes. It's time for dreams, baby. Breaking news. The ADL has officially declared
9
this a
months,
hate
baby,
symbol.
Wagyu hassle.
It was time. I mean, finally, dude.
3 months.
For far
just
too
many
long.
more pepper hay.
For far too fucking long, dude. I mean, this symbol has been a dark stain on American history amongst the world.
Comrades. What it is.
Finally, the Italians, you know, they deserve what's coming for them. Okay. Okay. All jokes aside, here it is, folks. Andrew Cuomo resigned earlier today while I was working out. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Because as we say, it's not about me,
Thanks for radicalizing
it's about we. Kathy Hochul, my lieutenant governor, is smart and competent. This transition must be seamless. We have a lot going on. I'm very worried about the Delta variant,
Let's go.
and so should you be. But she can come up to speed quickly, and my resignation will be effective in 14 days. Because as we say, it's not
I can't believe it, folks. Andrew Cuomo is fucking gone, dude. The Cuomo legend, the Cuomo curse that fell upon the wonderful state of New York has been
Love you,
lifted.
Daddy.
Or at least it's the first step towards lifting that fucking curse. You know what I mean? After creating an unsafe work environment / sexually harassing / sexually assaulting 11 women with more than 80 witnesses that delivered corroborating evidence on an independent investigation that Andrew Cuomo himself demanded take place,
Nice hat.
which of course he would soon disagree with. Andrew Cuomo, after being pressured from all of the people, all of his allies, all the people in his inner circle, has finally resigned. Now, his work is done. He did kill most of the old people in New York. So at that point, it's like, what are you going to do? You know? I'm sorry. You know, once I murdered most of your grandparents, I decided my time in New York has come to a close. When there's no more
Remember to
old
stop
folk to
chewing that
kill,
gum.
when there's no more Medicaid funds to cut, you just gotta hang up the mantle
WTF
and
Hasan,
move
what has
on to
happened
bigger
you?
and better
Are you
things.
okay?
So, I feel like if he was Republican, that shit would have just made him more powerful. Oh, yeah. Apparently,
Nice.
Andrew Cuomo is now, breaking news, accepting a leadership position at Activision Blizzard. This is a meme, by the way. Guys, this is a hard drive. It's satirical. Don't take that serious. That's a joke. Now, the Cuomo curse would have had more staying power. Remember, we talked about this already. You know, Andrew was beloved by all. He cultivated an entire community of liberals who were sexually attracted to him, which was very strange. And now he will leave behind an entire, you know, flock of liberals who wanted to fuck him. At least you can read his book that he wrote before the pandemic ended about the pandemic that he botched. Or, I don't know, go back to the glory days when he was popping the fuck off. Jennifer Rubin has jumped ship.
Fog.
Jennifer pro-voting Rubin, who was, you know, leading the pack of CUOMOsexuals, has now jumped ship officially and says the first New York woman governor ever.
10 months.
That's
pass.
cool. That's how you know you're done. You know what I mean? And pack up your fucking nipple piercings, put them in a box, and evacuate the governor's mansion immediately. So let's take a look at what he had to say. He had some real dumb shit to say, by the way. I already watched it.
Several days, and have already raised serious issues and flaws that should concern all New Yorkers. Because when there is a bias or a lack of fairness in the justice system, it is a concern for everyone, not just those immediately affected. The most serious allegations made against me had no credible factual basis in the report. And there is a difference between alleged improper conduct and concluding sexual harassment. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not to say that there are not 11 women who I truly offended.
Dude, I don't get it. Like, how do you defend that while also still trying to be like a bastion or a champion for progressive values? It's kind of wild. Just fucking be like, it's bullshit, okay? Like, there's no like talking out of both sides of your mouth in this situation. Like, there are instances, incredibly rare instances, where like someone might fucking be lying. It usually isn't happening with like 11 people in a row with multiple corroborating fucking witnesses, okay?
1 year baby.
But if it's like one or two people, let's say, or one person, just, you can't just be like, oh yeah, you know, RIP to the victim, but I'm different. Like, I didn't do this. Like, just fucking, you have to either be like, no, this is lies. These are lies. These people don't want me to fucking, you know, lead New York in the way that I've been leading, which was really good. And everybody loved me. You can't just like fucking say, I'm Italian, okay?
Love you, Hasan.
You know, it's just, it's in my blood. I need to be perverted and touch people. You can't be like George W. Bush touched people too. Barack Obama touched people too. Why can't I get a touchy-feely copy? Huh? I'm Italian. Is that why? Are you doing this because I'm fucking Italian over here? Like, you can't do that.
We're here.
You literally are supposed to just be like, either fucking deny, say everyone's lying, they're harlots, they wanted it, whatever the fuck, you know, Republicans do. Or you're supposed to be like, I did it, it's wrong, I didn't know what I was doing was wrong, and I'm really fucking sorry. I will never be able to fucking make up to the victims, but I will try for the rest of my life, every fucking day. And I apologize, and I'm resigning because I don't want to fucking leave a mark on, you know, a shameful mark on this beautiful city that I've given my all to, this beautiful state that I've given my all to. He's like, these ladies are fucking lying bitches. But also, you know, they probably were hurt. I'm sorry. But they're lying. You know? Hoes be lying over here. You know what I'm saying? Fellas.
There are.
Have a good day, everyone.
And for that, I deeply, deeply apologize. I thought a hug and putting my arm around a staff person while taking a picture was friendly, but she found it to be too forward. I kissed a woman on the cheek at a wedding, and I thought I was being nice, but she felt that it was too aggressive. I have slipped and called people honey, sweetheart.
Bro, that's literally not what the accusations are. Like, that's not, like, people aren't like, oh my God, I can't believe you called a woman honey, which is like fucked up, but you're old, whatever. Like, most women put up with that shit on a daily basis, okay? It's an accumulation of all of that while simultaneously grabbing a titty. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, I kissed someone on the fucking cheek over here. Like, dude, you literally tried to molest, according to the, court documents, a fucking state trooper. Like, dude, when you're molesting cops, you're on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Like cops are the ones who molest you normally, okay? Not the other way around. Like, what the fuck? How much of a fucking power trip was this guy on that he was just like, yeah, I thought I would just grab a titty over here on a cop, and just run my finger down her fucking body up and down.
And darling. I meant it to be endearing, but women found it dated and offensive. I said on national TV to a doctor wearing PPE and giving me a COVID nasal swab, you make that gown look good. I was joking.
I was joking. She looked like shit. She wasn't even fucking hot. It was a joke. It was a little bit of a fucking joke over here. What are you gonna do? All right, come on. Come on. Dude, what the fuck, dude? I know the fucking demons that work in your team that literally played a role in like suppressing victims from coming out for years and like fucking threatening them, like your secretary who just resigned recently. Like, I know when those people resign, like, they probably weren't helping you, but like you could have fucking hired like an external PR company or some shit other than like one of the fucking ladies that worked with the Me Too movement, okay? And Chris Cuomo, your brother. Like, this is the worst. This is the worst like apology of all time. It's like, come on. Come the fuck on. I just fucking I thought I was grabbing deli meats over here.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it on national TV. But she found it disrespectful. I take full responsibility for my actions. I have been too familiar with people. My sense of...
my problem is I love too hot. I love you. I love all of you. I'm black. I'm white. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Jewish. I'm a woman. I'm being sexually harassed. I'm doing the sexual harassing. I'm gay. I'm a lesbian. I just fucking love all of yous. I'm everybody. I'm a fucking broad. I'm a fella. All right? I was doing both at the same time.
Of humor can be insensitive and
here.
I do.
For people who don't know.
As New Yorkers, we are especially aware of issues of diversity.
No, sorry.
As a New Yorker, I am a Muslim. As a New Yorker, I am Jewish. As a New Yorker, I am black. I am gay. I am disabled. I am a woman seeking to control her health and her choices.
Let me tell you something.
7 months, baby.
What you're doing right now is ableism, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism. I'm a disabled, gay, New Yorker Muslim Jew. And you're over here. You fucking, making fun of me. Whatever. Like, I'm a fucking lesbian over here.
Because as a New Yorker, we are one community.
Arrived at Yale to start my PhD this week.
Liberals were like, give this guy a fucking Emmy, okay? Give this guy 2 Emmys.
That really considerate that they had someone on the bottom right.
I'm all of those things.
So the Italians can understand him too.
I'm a victim of sexual assault. I'm doing the sexual assault. I'm both. I'm a New Yorker. I'm the rat that was fucking,
these other words that grants me the kush.
picking up that big pizza pie that went fucking viral like a couple years ago. I'm the fucking black Israelite that keeps yelling at you about Yakubian energy. That's right. I'm all of those things. I'm fucking New York.
You hug
Hello, Hans.
and kiss people casually, women and men. I have done it all my life.
I'm an equal opportunity sexual harasser. Forget about it.
Homosexuals in disarray.
It's who
HasanAbi.
I've been since I can remember. In my mind, I've never crossed the line with anyone.
When will
But
Don be back from being Cohen's
I
defense
didn't
lawyer?
realize
Sag.
the extent to which the line has been redrawn. There are generational and cultural shifts
Italian hands,
that
Italian
I
hands,
just
Italian
didn't
hands,
fully
Italian hands,
appreciate.
Italian hands, Italian hands,
And I
Italian
should
hands,
have.
Italian hands.
No excuses. The report did bring to light a matter that I was not aware of and that I would like to address. A female trooper relayed a concern that she found disturbing.
Dude. Damn, y'all are fucking quick, dude. Editor-in-chief of the hard drive Max says, wow, Hasan the Hun said my incredibly important
Okay,
reporting
Dave,
is a
validate.
joke. It's satirical. Don't take that serious. That's a joke. Okay, guys, this is a hard drive. It's satirical. Don't take that serious. That's a... I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. I'm just... Listen. In that moment, I was you and myself. I was the guy who wrote the article, and then I was the guy who was making fun of the article. I'm both.
Thanks for the entertainment, Arjan.
Bro, what is the fucking line being drawn at, like, grabbing a titty? Like, when was it acceptable to grab a fucking titty? Can I just understand, like, come on, you guys have all seen Mad Men, right? I'm Don Draper. I'm grabbing a fucking titty. I'm gonna grab a fucking titty over here, you know? Back in the 60s, I could have been like, hey, sugar tits. What do you got into that fucking skirt? And I would just fucking, grab the skirt and pull it up. I was the titty. The lines have been redrawn and I did not know.
Hassle.
And so do I. Please let me provide some context. The governor's trooper detail had about 65 troopers on it. But of the 65, only 6 women and 9 black troopers. I'm very proud of the diversity of my administration. It's more
What?
diverse than any administration.
Dude, that's such a... Dude, liberals are so dumb, dude.
Okay,
I
buddy,
swear to
Arjan.
God.
Pogo.
What the fuck? Let me give you some context. I know I may have sexually harassed a woman state trooper, but I had some black state troopers and some woman state troopers. What are you gonna do? Not sexually harass them? Are you fucking kidding me? I got diversity and my victims over here. Many people only sexually harass white women or other men. I am built differently, okay? Because I said it already. I'm New York. I'm diverse. It's a target-rich environment over here. I'm fucking sexually harassing black ladies. I'm sexually harassing white ladies. Equal opportunity sexual harassment. I'm trying to grab all the titties.
In history. And I'm very proud of the fact that I
worst
have
part of this
more
scandal
women
has been
in
your
senior
accent. Happy
positions
7 months hassle.
than any governor before me.
Oh, sick, dude. I want to point something out here. That's right. The mini fridge is out. But I want to point something out here. This is literally what the Trump era defense was for, like, when people said, Trump was a
Can I
piece
get
of
the
shit
votes
and,
go for
was
11
sexually
months
harassing women and
towards Trump
stuff.
almost
They
12
literally were
months.
like, I'm sorry, sweaty. Trump has put more women in positions of power than everyone else. I'm like, okay, sick. Guy likes being surrounded by his harem cabinet. He's very progressive. Yeah. I'll tell you something. They used to call, I had so many fucking women around me. They used to call me the Gaddafi of New York, okay? They called me Muammar Cuomo, all right? I had ladies doing my security detail. And much like
Come on, I'm apologizing over here.
much like Gaddafi, I'm basically being brutalized right now by the Democratic Party in the ass with a knife in the ass. That's what the Democratic Party's doing. I'm going out like Gaddafi. Fucking unacceptable. Let me tell you something. I sexually assaulted my security detail, but they were all women. That's why.
The lack of diversity on the state police detail was an ongoing disappointment for me. In many ways, the governor's detail is the face of state government.
By the way, for the record, today I'm trying yerba mate for the first time ever. It's got 160 milligrams of caffeine. This is like the recovering addict brand or whatever, clean. I'm doing a terrible job. It's not a hashtag ad. One of you guys sent this to me. I think like some of you are in the fucking chat. I've never had yerba mate. It might taste like shit. But we're about to find out. This is 0 calorie one. The other ones are like with sugar. But doesn't smell too bad.
Sigma Grind said.
Oh, it's not that bad. Oh no, it says not recommended for children, pregnant or breastfeeding women. Well, I'm everyone. I'm a breastfeeding woman. I'm the titty. I'm the baby suckling on the titty. I should not be having this. All right, let's keep going.
That people see. When
It's
I
actually not
attend
bad.
an event, people see the detail that's with me. I was continuously trying to recruit more to diversify. On one occasion, I met 2 female troopers who were on duty at an event. Both seemed competent and impressive, and I asked the state police to see if they were interested in joining. I often meet people, men and women, and if they show promise, I refer them to be interviewed. The state police handled.
And let me tell you something. One part of the methodology is grabbing a fucking titty. Listen, there's diversity of titties out there. There's A cups, there's B cups, there's pancake nipples, there's retroussé titties, and I need to know. That's the kind of diversity I need to bring to the fucking force over here.
The interviewing and the
It's like,
hiring.
yeah, dude, I know, we know. Okay, it's sick that you fucking had diversity. All right? It's sick that you had diversity, bro. Chill. Like, that's not the point. That literally does not change anything. To most people that hear this, they're going to be like, okay, so you just like hired women to like assault them? Like, what the fuck? Or like, what degree of diversity makes it acceptable to like grab a titty? You may be making your female viewers uncomfortable at this point. It says Ninja Dude 973. Thanks, Ninja Dude. A nice guy. We have a nice guy in the chat, dude. Ladies, we have a nice guy in the chat. His name is Ninja Dude. I'm just letting you know.
About it, but I guess they didn't Sagittarian hands.
Yes, making fun of sexual harassment in the workplace. Unacceptable.
And one of the 2 troopers eventually joined the detail. I got to know her over time, and she's a great professional. And I would sometimes banter with her when we were in the car. We spent a lot of time driving around the state. This female trooper was getting married, and I made some jokes about the negative consequences of married life.
16 months, baby.
I meant it to be humorous. She was offended, and she was right. The trooper also said that in an elevator I touched her back, and when I was walking past her in a doorway, I touched her stomach. Now, I don't recall doing it, but if she said I did it, I believe her. At public events, troopers will often hold doors open or guard the doorways. When I walk past them, I often
This is
will
awesome. Come on, dude. This is so good. He's literally like, this is the most insane, like, This is so good. He's like, you know, women are around me all the time. Troopers fucking, you know, they're opening doors. Sometimes I grab them. You know, it's just like whatever.
Give them a grip of the arm, a pat on the face, a touch on the stomach, a slap on the back. It's my way of saying, I see you, I appreciate you, and I thank you. I'm not comfortable just walking past and ignoring you. Of course.
Dude, he was doing a good thing. You guys don't understand. He's not comfortable leaving a titty unsqueezed, okay? A face unpatted. That's not the Andrew Cuomo way, dude. That's not the Andrew Cuomo way.
Of course, usually they are male troopers. In this case,
you don't need to roast the man. He's trying to apologize and atone for everything he's done. What? Where is the apology, dude? Are you fucking insane? He's literally fucking describing. Like does he need to be Donald Trump? Should I put Donald Trump's face in front of him for like some of you fucking liberals that like, you know, comprehend that like Andrew Cuomo is a piece of shit even before the fucking, you know, oh, I'm kidding, Hasan. Okay, good joke, dude. You know what I'd hate fucking jokes about? Okay, when you don't put a fucking cap, and I most importantly hate jokes about the top of the hour ad break. Okay, if you're gonna fucking joke and not put a fucking ad break segue because it's 12 already, which means it's top of the fucking hour, which means there's a 60-second ad break that's coming, then what are you doing? Yeah, tomato time, right? Yeah, exactly. More Italiaphobia in the chat. I'm over here describing away sexual harassment.
Been watching you for over a year.
You know, from my point of view, finally, and you're over here throwing Italian tomatoes at me. Yeah, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. I'm used to being fucking oppressed for my heritage, for my background. It's all good. You motherfuckers. All right, I'm running the fucking 60-second ad break over here, but, you know, if you don't want to see the ads, you can subscribe.
Let's go.
For $5 or for free with a fucking Twitch Prime or an ad blocker or a VPN, but Twitch Prime is free over here. Here's the 1 minute ad break now.
I don't remember doing it at all. I didn't do it consciously with the female trooper. I did not mean any sexual connotation. I did not mean any intimacy by it. I just wasn't thinking. It was totally thoughtless in the literal sense of the word, but it was also insensitive. It was embarrassing to her, and it was disrespectful. It was a mistake, plain and simple. I have no other words to explain it. I want to personally apologize to her and her family. I have the greatest respect for her and for the New York State Police. Now, obviously in a highly political matter like this, there are many agendas and there are many motivations at play. If anyone thought otherwise, they would be naive, and New Yorkers are not naive.
Smiling face with hearts.
But I want to thank the women who came forward with sincere complaints. It's not easy to step forward, but you did an important service.
Yeah.
And you taught me, and you taught others an important lesson. Personal boundaries must be expanded and must be protected. I accept full responsibility. Part of being New York tough is being New York smart. New York smart tells us that this situation and moment are not about the facts. It's not about the truth. It's not about thoughtful analysis. It's not about how do we make the system better. This is about politics. And our political system today is too often driven by the extremes. Rashness has replaced reasonableness. Loudness has replaced soundness. Twitter has become the public square for policy debate.
This is like in so many ways the exact same thing that like Republicans do. Like, he's just not using cancel culture. He's not using like the He's not using the same language, but he's saying the exact same things. This is the patented fucking Republican reactionary conservative defense. You know, I'm being canceled on Twitter. It's you know, this is a public lynching. He's like 1 second away from saying it's a witch hunt.
There is an intelligent discussion to be had on gender-based actions, on generational and cultural behavioral differences, on setting higher standards, and finding reasonable resolutions. But the political environment is too hot, and it is too reactionary for that now. And it is unfortunate. Now, you know me. I'm a New Yorker, born and bred. I am a fighter. And my instinct is to fight through this controversy because I truly believe it.
Like,
Pogo tomato
I feel like he's
pogo.
Like, fight what? The women? I want to fucking, you know, listen, I'm a New Yorker. When a woman accuses me of sexual harassment in the workplace, my immediate instinct is to punch her right in the fucking gut. All right? You come at me, broad, you're gonna fucking face my fisticuffs. You understand me? Nobody fucking accuses Andrew Cuomo of harassment. I'll punch you right in the fucking chin. All right? Dumb broads.
It is politically motivated. I believe it is unfair and it is untruthful. And I believe it demonizes behavior that is unsustainable for society. If I could communicate the facts through the frenzy, New Yorkers would understand. I believe that. But when I took my oath as governor.
So what is the argument that like the women that came out and said that they were upset about the hostile workplace that like he had fucking created for them? Were they not real New Yorkers? Are those broads? Those are just bras. They be chirping. Am I right? Fellas, am I right? These fucking broads over here yapping around talking about sexual harassment. They're not real New Yorkers.
Then it changed. I became a fighter, but I became a fighter for you. And it is your best interest that I must serve.
Pog 3 months.
This situation, by its current trajectory, will generate months of political and legal controversy. That is what is going to
Don't
happen.
discriminate against Cuomo.
That is
because
how
touch
the
his love language.
political wind is blowing. It will consume government. It will cost taxpayers millions of dollars. It will brutalize people. The state assembly yesterday
Wow, dude. Look at how brave he is, dude. Oh my God, he's so brave and magnanimous, boys. I can't believe this motherfucker unironically thought that he could just be like, yeah, I'm resigning for you. Not because I want to save myself the embarrassment, not because I'm definitely going to be impeached. I'm resigning for you because I want to save you. The months and months of legal scrutiny that I would go through to get impeached. They would ultimately find no wrongdoing. They'd probably be like, sir,
wow,
please sexual harass me.
God's number.
Okay, sexually harass me, sir. That's what they would say. But I'll let you, I'll let you not go through that. He's turning this into another W for him. I'm martyring myself for the state of New York. What are you, like a fucking sexual harassment activist, dude? Like he's like a martyr for sexual harassment. Sexual harassment rights. And by that, I mean like literally, like expanding on, doing more sexual harassment. It's nice.
I'm so glad Cuomo is gone after all this shit.
I'm falling on my sword.
Weeks of process that will then lead to months of litigation. Time and money that government should spend managing COVID, guarding against the Delta variant, reopening upstate, fighting gun violence.
By the way, when he said this, I think, what was it, like 57% of Democrats wanted him to resign? So, and only 36% of Democrats wanted him to stay. So it was done. The moment I saw that CNN article headline, sources close to Cuomo are urging him, sources say those in Cuomo's circle are urging him to resign, it's over. The rats left the ship. And I was the remaining rat
Pogo, love you
that had the
and thanks for
pizza
great times,
on the
Hass.
subway.
And saving New York City. All that time would be wasted. This is one of the most challenging times for government in a generation. Government really needs to function today. Government needs to perform. It is a matter of
Definitely
life
enhance.
and death, government operations.
He's like, I was saving New York when I was grabbing a titty, and I'm saving New York again when I'm, getting called out for grabbing a titty, and I'm saving New York by not going through this long and complicated, arduous legal process where I inevitably get impeached
Hate
for
to
grabbing
see the
titties.
Italian phobia.
And wasting energy on distractions is the last thing that state government should be doing. And I cannot be the cause of that. New York tough means New York loving. And I love New York.
Maybe too much, I think. Maybe don't love New York that much, I love New York. I'm tough. I was toughening New York when I was doing the things that I was doing. Listen.
Hey, DA Cuomo
Listen,
brothers will come
when
back,
I
you'll see.
lowered black and brown hospitals' amount of funding that they were getting from Medicaid in the state of New York, rendering them to be in a decrepit state even before COVID, which absolutely brutalized those very same hospitals. I was doing that because I was toughening up New York. That's what I was doing. Why don't you fucking understand? When I marched those old folks in the old folks' homes
I love your accent.
to get COVID and fucking die, I was toughening them up. Think about it. You ever hear the fucking saying, you kill a spider and all the other fucking spiders that you're not seeing,
Exclamation
they're
mark.
stronger now. You're like making the spiders evolve. It's kind of like that. You kill the old folks that survived were stronger than ever before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm making the 70-plus-year-old population in New York like a bunch of fucking Captain Americas. They survived COVID. They got lungs of steel.
And I love you.
Big Burr.
And everything I have ever done has been motivated by that love.
Oh, totally.
And I would never want to be unhelpful in any way. And I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing. And therefore, that's what I'll do. Because I work for you. And doing the right thing is doing the right thing for you. Because as we say, it's not about me, it's about we. Kathy Hochul, my lieutenant governor, is smart and competent. This transition must be seamless. We have a lot going on. I'm very worried about the Delta variant, and so should you be. But she can come up to speed quickly, and my resignation will be effective in 14 days. To my team, Melissa DeRosa, Robert Mejica, Beth Garvey, Stephanie Benton, Dana Caratanudo, Kelly Cummings, Rich Azzapardi, Howard Zucker, Rick Cotton, Jan Lieber, Jack Davies, and the hundreds of dedicated administration officials. I want to say this. Thank you. Thank you. And be proud. We made New York State the progressive capital of the nation. No other state government accomplished more to help people. And that is what it's all about. Just think about what we did. We passed marriage equality, creating a new civil right.
Okay, yeah. The rest of this is fucking bullshit. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you on Andrew Cuomo and what the fuck he's up to.
This is
Andrew Cuomo is now gone. Lieutenant Governor is taking over. Don't know too much about her, to be honest. And that's pretty much all I got for this story. Terrible apology. I think there's a side-by-side. There's a side-by-side of like Andrew Cuomo with Donald Trump. Mother Jones did a compy on this. Hold on. And when Mother Jones comes after you, you know you're fucking done in the Democratic Party, because those guys.
Has wood.
Isn't there a compilation, like a video that puts like Andrew Cuomo's No? I guess not. I thought there was a video of him like apologizing.
Being freedophobic in 2021 for weird.
Anyway, let's move on to... So that's one good news. Something that rarely ever happens. And all it took was like one fucking guy to stand up to him, and then everything fell apart. Trevor Noah is a Cuomosexual?
Trevor, you call yourself a Cuomosexual, and I agree with you. I feel like I'm a Cuomosexual too.
Yeah, I think it genuinely has been very inspiring and refreshing to see a leader like Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, who's come out and engaged his briefings in a non-political way. He's engaged them as a leader. He's engaged them as a human being. He's also taken blame for things where he says, look, I understand that I'm doing certain things that people are going to hate me for, and I'm willing to make these decisions because I think it's the best thing for human life first. We can always create business afterwards. I think he's been informative. I think he's been informed. And like once I saw people online falling in love with him, there's a group of women who came out and they said, we're falling in love with Cuomo. And I said, well, yeah, everyone should be a Cuomosexual in that way. Like you should love a leader who engages the people and remembers that they're serving the people as opposed to, the people working for them. So any leader who's doing that in a crisis, I applaud them.
The bar for leaders these days is very low. We just want someone to tell us the truth.
Yeah. Hey, you know who was never a Cuomosexual? This is why I always say, like, when people are like, Hasan, I don't know how you are able to predict some of these things that keep happening.
Breaking news.
I'm not doing anything different. I'm not doing anything new. If you're a leftist, like, you will most likely be on the right side in most circumstances. That's just it. I knew he was a fucking piece of shit when everyone was fucking loving him. And some of you motherfuckers used to come in here and be like, can't believe you're like, I can't believe you guys are, you're fucking criticizing Cuomo. Like, what are you, a Republican? What are you, a Republican? Are you a Republican? Oh, there's more? Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, give it to me all. Give me all the Cuomosexuality. I want to see all of it in all of its glory, dude.
Many Americans.
Fuck it. I gotta run this now, Hold on. Okay.
Americans experience moments of being at least Andrew curious, if not fully Cuomosexual.
Now that you're the love gov, you've kind of transcended politics, and now you're just part of really more, you're more of like a national sex symbol.
I last remember you being single.
You'll probably get more dates than votes.
Help! I think I'm in love with Andrew Cuomo.
You get us through the second or third wave, and I'm telling you, a lot of those offers will come rolling in.
And you set the example for the rest of the nation, the rest of the world.
He's doing what
any president should do.
And what New York deserves.
You came across so honest, like, no, I'm telling you everything there is to know. The word Cuomo just makes people happy now. It's just the actual word now that's going to be put in the dictionary.
And don't worry, I'm not going anywhere.
Many Americans.
That's right. All right, so that's one good news. Let's get to the second good news, okay?
4 months of being a gaming frog, Easy has buff.
There's more Cuomo. Okay, stop.
I am gay. I am gay. I am gay.
Good one. FBI forever bothering Italians. You're right. You're right. Okay, let's move on to the infrastructure bill. The Senate has officially passed the bipartisan $1 trillion infrastructure bill, okay? Now, before I even get to this, I want to show you guys a defense of the infrastructure bill on Bartiromo. I don't know if I can find the fucking clip. I think it was Klain. Was it
10 months ago? Okay.
Of him just basically like defending why. Wait, hold on. Who was the senator that said that they were going to vote for the Republican senator that said that they were going to vote for the infrastructure bill on Bartiromo, and she tried to like attack him by saying like Trump thinks it's bad. JB taking a victory lap on Cuomo. Oh my God. It's so fucking funny to post, boy, a sure being loved governor right now. JB Pritzker, I love Illinois. We're the heart of the Midwest, and every day I wake up so proud to be your governor. Through it all, it's the people of Illinois who motivate me to do everything in my power to find better ways. JB Pritzker flexing on him, dude. That's awesome. Okay, oh, here it is. Kevin Cramer, Republican Senator Kevin Cramer, is on Fox News getting ripped by Maria Bartiromo. This happened like over the, I forget, like a couple days ago, I guess on Sunday. And he defended it in a very interesting way.
Well, wrong. Let's look at what's in the bill. First of all, let me ask you, is there any money in this bill that goes to the border? Is there any acknowledgement from the Biden?
I look, this comes across as sexist, but I feel like Maria Bartiromo is like always so fucking disheveled, dude, that like I feel like I don't know if they like deliberately made her an anchor. Like she's so fucking annoying, dude. She's literally always yelling, always disheveled as fuck. Like she's always like, why is there no fucking border? Why is there no border security on the infrastructure bill? What the fuck is going on?
Biden administration that we're in a border crisis and he needs to address it. Any money here in the border, because I see resilience and water storage, environmental remediation, energy department, power infrastructure, electric vehicles, nuclear companies.
Hey, by the way, remember, these Republicans are the same people who were like, elderly care? Why would that be in the fucking infrastructure bill? What are you, stupid? Elderly care? That's nothing to do with infrastructure. Why is there no border patrol? It's like, oh, I didn't realize that was, an incredibly important part and not defense, but actually an incredibly important part of fucking infrastructure.
A lot of beginnings to the Green New Deal.
Well, first of all, cybersecurity and resiliency of the grid is not exclusive to the Green New Deal. I think we've all experienced the problems with a lack of resiliency to our energy infrastructure. I mean, the Colonial Pipeline cyber attack was a pretty good example of that. Now, are there some things that Democrats like? For sure. Are there some things missing that we would love? Of course there are. But this is a 50-50 Senate. Democrats have a majority in the House and the White House. So you're going to have to take some of those things to get all the other really good things. And all of those other things that you've referenced aren't, again, exclusively democratic principles. There are some other things some of those things that contribute to the overall infrastructure of our country. And this is all hard infrastructure, Maria. You might argue.
Bro, that's how you know this bill is fucking popping, okay? And that's how you know the state of affairs. When you have Republican senators who are otherwise demons treating this like this is a fucking defense bill, Okay? Treating this like it's a fucking defense bill. You know there's some shit that they desperately need in it, okay?
Argue with some of it. I don't like the electric vehicle charging stations, for example. If I would...
Why? This is a part I don't understand. Why? I don't like that we're subsidizing electric vehicle charging stations. Like, why the fuck not? It's technology, you fucking idiot. Here's the thing I gotta say. And he will eventually get to this point as well. But like, and the conversation will shut down when he mentions this part. But it's like, dude, why do we not want to be like leading the fucking world on new tech and like renewable energy? It's so fucking dumb. I mean, I know why. I know why he doesn't want like electric charging stations specifically. He fucking wants, you know, he wants oil and gas subsidies exclusively.
If I was king, I wouldn't support that. But fortunately, our founders gave us something other than a king.
Well, you're not a king. None of the Republicans are king, but it certainly seems like the Democrats act like kings. In addition to all of that money beginning a Green New Deal, it also dictates rules in areas that have traditionally been managed by local authorities, like drinking water, even as it muscles in on private sector enterprises like broadband. So once
we want to make sure that the people of Michigan are fucking dying, okay? We want to make sure that people in Pittsburgh are fucking dying because there's lead poisoning. Is there too much fucking lead in the water? What the fuck is wrong with you, you sick freak? You psycho? You fucking animal, dude? I hate her so much. I just hate her so fucking much. It's like, listen, you piece of fucking garbage, filth human. Barely human, you subhuman fuck. You live in a nice neighborhood, so you don't care about the water. Because you can get the fucking most expensive filter to make sure that the water is good. But most motherfuckers living in Western Pennsylvania are not in the same circumstances. So we probably should make sure that they're not getting fucking lead poisoning, okay? From the water! I hate it. I fucking hate it so much. It's not just black people either, by the way, Maria Bartiromo. Whites are fucking dying too. It's just poor people. Like, how are you going to be like, I am at Fox News, and I'm going to sit here and be like, why are we giving money to states to rebuild the infrastructure? What are you going to do? Put the fucking wealth up your asshole? What else are we supposed to do? Like, what are we supposed to do, dude?
Once again, we see the Democrats taking power away from the governors and putting it on the federal level. Is that fair?
It is not fair. It may be fair in a couple of areas, regards to broadband, for example, or water, for example. But here's one thing that I fought really hard for: permitting reforms.
Sick freak.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, the state of affairs is so funny in this country, where we literally have like Republican senators trying to defend to a more important authority for the overwhelming majority of Republican voters why they fucking are voting for a bill that's going to help them, like, unconditionally. At this stage, it's literally like negotiating with the psychos who brainwash your constituents and like begging them to just be like, come on, don't rock the boat, dude. Like, I know, I don't like fucking working with the Democrats either. That doesn't make us look good. That makes us look bad because it makes the Democrats look good when the government's actually working. We get that. We get all that, except like, this is kind of good. Think about how much fucking money we can get for my state so we can fucking build the goddamn roads, dude. You need fucking roads, Maria Bartiromo. You fucking need roads. You need bridges. You need dams. How else are you going to fucking transport commerce? Oh my God, dude. It makes me so mad. They're like it's the literal definition of like, you know what? If my neighbor is going to have two eyes, then fuck it. Like, I'm taking one out just so we'll blind both of, we'll blind my neighbor permanently. Like, fuck this, dude. Fuck the railways. Fuck the literal, like, transport routes that are in a state of disrepair for commerce to fucking flow through. Fuck it all.
Southern border, obviously we're not going to get Democrats to agree to a bill that builds a wall.
Why?
I think that would be pretty
Why
cool,
not?
but why not?
Why not? Why not just work for the American people? We've got a
What do you mean, why not work for... He's doing that. He's doing that. He's literally doing that. For once in his fucking life, he's doing
wide
that.
open border. We've got 6,000 people coming across the border every single day, 210,000 apprehended in the month of July. Why not demand that they fix the border before anything else? And by the way...
Now, with regard to the southern border,
and let me just end this question with President Trump's commentary on it.
Like, why not? What about the border? What about the border? What about state control? Why are you fixing the water? And then finally, the fucking main argument, which is Donald Trump, President Donald Trump said, well, he said it's bad and wrong.
Because President Trump also had a statement on the infrastructure package, and he says Joe Biden's infrastructure bill is a disgrace. It will be used against the Republican Party in the upcoming elections in 2022 and 2024. It will be very hard.
It's literally like, hey, this thing that's good for the American people, including Republicans, like, if you look like you're on board with this, this will harm our electoral chances. That's what President Donald Trump said.
For me to endorse anyone foolish enough to vote in favor of this deal. And you say?
well, he didn't give one reason why it's a bad deal, other than it's Joe Biden's. And I understand that, and I understand his frustration, and he's obviously got influence and has a legitimate opinion. But the fact of the matter is the American public, including the vast majority of Republicans, are very supportive of this. Everybody from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the Business Roundtable to my local convenience stores and labor unions support this bill. There's some nearly 200 organizations that have come out in support of this bill. We need roads and bridges. We're falling behind our competitors, particularly China.
Boom. And that's how you end the conversation for Republicans. All you got to do, and it sucks, I hate that this is what it takes to motivate people to do the right thing by others in this goddamn country. Wait, hold on. I have a guest coming in right now, but it's remarkable that, like, that's what it takes. You have to be like, dude, I want to build roads. Like, you can't just like build roads on the virtue of building roads. You have to fucking build roads because, like, otherwise China's got the best roads. You know what I mean? And it blows my fucking mind that, like, that's where we're at.
With regard to transportation infrastructure, it is what moves goods and services around the world. So
I
think he's wrong on
recognize
this
there's a lot of support for this on both sides. Definitely a lot of support in this. I get that.
Yeah, the moment he mentions China, it's over.
Right now
Anyway,
on Capitol Hill, where the Senate just passed the $1 trillion infrastructure bill this morning with strong bipartisan support. This is a pretty significant step on that two-track spending push making its way currently through Congress. NBC News political correspondent Ali Vitale joins us now. Ali, it's great to see you this afternoon. First off, how did that final vote play out?
Well, we keep calling it the bipartisan infrastructure package, and certainly that was borne out when the vote was ultimately done. 19 Republicans joining with all 50 Democrats to pass this bipartisan infrastructure.
All right, hold on, boys. We got Noah Kulwin in the house, okay? Down. Okay. Noise gate is gone. Gain is high. Okay, they can hear you probably. Talk.
All right.
Can they? Yeah, you guys can hear him, right?
Hope so.
Okay, folks, this is Noah Kulwin, host, producer, creator of the, half of the Blowback podcast. I've had him on the show before. He's been on the show a bunch, actually. You know, he's visiting LA, so I thought, nice hat, by the way.
Thank you.
He's visiting LA, so I thought, you know, why not come over? The gain is a little too hot. Okay, I'll lower it a little bit. He's visiting LA, so I thought, why not come over to my house and, you know, we'll cover the news and shoot the shit.
Yeah. What are you wearing? Joyce Manor?
Yeah.
With
Blowback
Dragon
Best
Ball
Podcast.
Z?
What up, Noah?
I don't get the reference.
They're a band. And,
Oh, okay. I don't listen to music. Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I don't know.
But I was looking in my suitcase and I thought like this felt appropriate.
Yeah, it's pretty good. How you been liking LA so far?
It's great, honestly. I love driving. So
Really?
Yeah, I really like driving.
It's weird.
What? No, it's not. It's really fun.
I guess when you're
And
stuck.
I live in New York. Yeah, I have like a really big rental car. You know, the kind of thing I would never get in New York too. So I'm living it up. I'm having a good time.
Okay, that's
So, yeah,
good.
it's been good. And gonna
What'd
go
you
to
get?
the beach later. I'd like a big Toyota, like a huge SUV. I think a 4Runner.
Increased volume, my friend. Oh, chat was lying. That's interesting. Of course, chat was lying. When has chat ever been fucking honest about anything? Anyway, this is good. This is where we're gonna keep it at. What the fuck is Joyce Manor?
They're just a band.
What kind of
Good
music?
band. Like rock.
Okay. Bro, why is Noah Kulwin in your house? LMAO. What do you mean? Why not, dude? Okay. Well, right now we are currently talking about the bipartisan $1 trillion infrastructure bill that the Senate just passed.
Got it.
Are you familiar with that at all?
Yes.
Have you been looking into it? Okay, well, that's what we're shooting the shit on. You already missed all of the Italiophobia that I engaged in with respect to Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah.
And
hate to see it.
Yeah, just a fucking legend. I mean, I'm wearing my hat in honor of a good man.
Did you watch the Cuomosexual videos with the stream yet?
All
and
of
everything.
it. All of it. We did all the Cuomosexual videos. We covered his non-apology apology. I mean, it was fucking terrible. it was so bad. It was awesome.
Yeah, he's a petty, awful man.
Oh yeah, 100%. And all it took was, what was that dude's name? Like one of the fucking, like, what was it, like a legislator, like a state legislator or something? It was just, or a council person that literally turned around and was like, yeah, no, this guy's kind of a douchebag. And then the entire fucking, Jenga or dominoes or whatever the fuck, it just all fell apart.
Yeah.
Joyce Manor performed for Bernie. Okay, well, we're gonna do, and then Letitia Adams came in, yes, who I do like a lot. I don't know, is there
Tish James? She's
Tish James.
the Attorney General.
Yeah, the Attorney General.
I mean, I think that part of a lot of this is obviously still kind of unfolding, and I don't, I'm not like a New York politics reporter, but as a New York City resident, I will say, and a reader of the news, I do think that the interesting thing is that once the independent investigation under Tish James started, a lot of Cuomo's big political, lobbying supporters had stopped giving money. Like you're like, Chad or whomever's watching can go look this up, and you can see there were news items about it. And I think that even before the report was dropped, there was a sense that this was really bad for him, and he was gonna have to I think that there was there's a degree to which there was an expectation that was sort of kind of muted, and now it's you can sort of see how a lot of the people who had sort of been, I think, waiting just for the exact details are now ready to see.
They're all
so
demons.
now we'll see what Kathy Hochul New York City has its first governor in forever who's from not Westchester or South.
Oh really? Is she good?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
she can't be too good if she was fucking.
I was gonna say it's this is a real good cui bono. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably nobody good.
She can't be too good if she's a woman. You know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. Jennifer Rubin jumped ship.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even notice. So the spaghetti and meatballs, wasn't enough. You can't even bring up one actual dimension of the man's life without accidentally doing some anti-Italian discrimination.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's literally, oh yeah, it was a photo where they're just all eating spaghetti and meatballs, and that's what she says.
Yeah, that's true. She was all over Cuomo. She was leading the pack of Cuomosexuals. And now she's she was like excited that there's a woman governor for the first time ever. Like that's what she was posting about this morning.
Damn, you know, that is what I always think about when I think about Jennifer Rubin. Principled, uncompromising feminism.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's some info on her. Okay, well, I'm not gonna look at this up, but and look, the real, obviously, all jokes aside, when I said like she's a woman, what I actually mean is that she's in the Cuomo administration. There's no shot she's gonna be fucking good.
Yeah.
In the 2012 election, Hochul's district was renumbered.
She lost to Chris Collins. That's wow.
She was endorsed by the NRA. Oh, she looked for
Chris Collins is one of the goons who like got like knocked out with Trump.
Oh, okay. She looked for ways to reduce the federal budget deficit and expressed support for reducing Medicaid spending. Well, she's in the Cuomo administration for a reason. That's what Cuomo did as well.
And the undocumented stuff too, like that she opposed like driver's license for undocumented because it's like there's such a, and you know, that was during the peak of, that was like during the Bush administration, so there's like a degree to which it's like, you know, like it's she's somebody who Phil Oakes, the singer, had a phrase, a liberal in the, in good times, they're 10 degrees to the left of center, and in bad times 10 degrees to the right. I'm butchering the quote, but it's something to that effect, when it's right wing time, she's gonna go.
You did a great job with that quote.
I'm really like, it's a great song. I mean, they'll go. The actual quote is great.
Don't worry, no music on this. All right, let's get back to this. Let's watch. So we're watching. You can give commentary. I'll pause it if you want.
Yeah.
The Senate has officially passed the $1 trillion infrastructure bill. Obviously, there's also the reconciliation one that we will get to and talk about the details in a little bit. But this is the $1 trillion infrastructure bill that had Republican support on top of that. 19 Republicans voted yay, as you can see. 69. Nice.
Bill, which at several points throughout this months-long process seemed like it was about to fall apart. You'll remember several months ago, the first of these bipartisan overtures was led by Senator Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia. When those efforts petered out, more other Republican and Democratic senators came together to put together this infrastructure package. And the important thing here is this is the stuff that focuses on roads, tunnels, bridges, your more traditional hard infrastructure. That was always the first track of this process. Now that has passed the Senate. Now, though, they're moving on to the next phase of it, which is the human infrastructure phase. And this is when things go back to being a little bit less of the rare bipartisanship that we were seeing here. They revert back to the partisan norms on this one.
And what is next for that? I mean, everyone is focusing on that human infrastructure because that's sort of, what's been a pretty marked.
It's so sad that in the United States of America, the only way that you can actually, and I was just looking at this. I don't know if you've ever seen this, like Senator Kramer defending why he voted yay today, but like was going to vote yes on this bipartisan infrastructure bill. It's so sad that like the main motivators for like doing good by the American people, doing right by the American people, as a government is supposed to do, has to be like some external factor. Like, we got to fucking own China. China will be super jealous that we have like roads that aren't in a state of disrepair, or like, it has to be packaged as infrastructure. Like, you can't just be like, we need desperately to, I don't know, expand fucking Medicare.
Well, I think it's important because to think about this not as like a new development. Because, for example, in the 1950s, when they built the interstate system, it was part of, Eisenhower's Highway Interstate Defense Act. And the, always wrapped up in our country, like, it was about, the idea was, part of the idea was that you could use the interstate system to basically, like, move missiles around more quickly or whatever. So, it was always, our country has, like in the 20th century, we have always justified, like, the ability to drive on a road that won't swallow you at one point. That has always been framed as, well, we have to fill it because otherwise our beautiful troops won't be able to shoot the missiles or something. Like, that has always been the logic.
Which is ironic because we can't even have, like, sick-ass military parades because our roads are in a fucking state of disrepair.
Yeah, exactly. That is the reason. Yeah. That is the only good reason why we shouldn't have like a gigantic military parade.
Yeah. We can't do it. We can't do it. We can't flex our fucking superior military power for all the fucking, hogs to jerk off to, because if a tank were to roll down our streets, it would be done. Dunzo. The streets would be.
That's why nobody's invaded us or picked us off yet.
Yeah.
Our roads are too shitty.
You know
it's
what?
Not worth it.
Yeah, it's not our it's not our strategic positioning surrounded by like Mexico and Canada that are completely neutered and allies, and I would even say reliant on the United States, and very far away from everyone else, with like 2 oceans separating us from like any potential enemies. It's the roads that are shitty.
Yeah, you know, like we didn't, you know, it wasn't like the centuries of slave labor that gave us an edge, or geographic isolation, endless natural resources. It's that like our roads were so repulsive that nobody wants to fuck with us.
Otherwise, the pedophile warlords that we gave bags of cash to in Afghanistan would have literally came here just to destroy our free speech.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No question.
So yeah, the real deterrence measure is how shitty our roads are. All right, anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Key development of the Biden administration is how the country is now redefining what infrastructure actually is. When you say there's a different battle ahead, what do you mean?
It's a different battle ahead because when you talk about redefining
roads.
Yeah.
Infrastructure, there were several weeks here where the very word was under debate, and this is kind of how it fell out. Was one track of this process was going to...
Okay, I'm sorry, but this guest is actually R-worded. He's being sarcastic, you fucking weirdo. Like, what do you mean?
Go through the things that everyone thinks about when they think about infrastructure. And then the other step of this process was going to be bolstering the human side of this. Many of the things that COVID exposed, things like the need for a stronger child care system, universal pre-K, many of the kinds of tax code changes that were talked about during the presidential campaign, and certainly now after, the idea that corporations need to pay more than 0 in taxes each year, taxing the wealthy among us to bolster these kinds of social programs that Democrats want to put together in this bill. And right now we're at the start of that reconciliation process. Immediately after moving off of the bipartisan bill, the Senate pivoted and voted to open up the debate process on the reconciliation phase. Right now they're in 50 hours of debate, and then they're going to move to what they call here a vote-a-rama, effectively voting on a series of amendments that are more messaging than they are hard policy. Some of the things that they're going to be voting on you're going to see later on in things like attack ads. But this is all part of the process. Senators can vote to speed it up if they would like to, but they're squarely in the reconciliation phase of this, a $3.5 trillion effort, Morgan.
And we know just how important that messaging is, especially heading now into the midterm.
So this is the budget resolution agreement framework. Like, if they pass the reconciliation, and it's actually $3.5 trillion on top of the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package, this is going to greatly improve the Democratic Party's chances of like finally winning a fucking full-blown midterm election on merits alone. There's still plenty of room for improvement. Obviously, they're far from perfect, not even anywhere near perfect, as a matter of fact. But like,
pride shout out to
you know, there's a lot of good provisions in there. There's a lot of good expenditures in there that will greatly improve people's lives. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think, to me, you know, I'm always, I'm interested in a couple of different things. The first thing I'm interested in ultimately is, you know, the money that's being spent. To whom is it going? Like, you know, who is, like, you know, like, ultimately, who will benefit and how? I think one of the things that's been very interesting to see has been how a lot of the aid that has been bookmarked for people as a result of the pandemic on an emergency basis has not made it to the people that actually need it. And so there's, you know, like a lot of money that's set aside. And part of that's because of the breakdown between federal and state systems and so on. So to me, you know, I'm like, I have, like, with the recent experience of the pandemic, a certain amount of skepticism about their ability, like, to implement it. And then, you know, as to, like, the midterm chances, I think that, like, it's, you know, I don't think that Mitch McConnell has in his life ever put up a vote, let something go to a vote that he didn't think would ultimately, at least somewhat, redound to the Republicans' benefit. So I kind of want to see how this plays out, or what the you know, like, just what develops, because so far it's like we haven't quite seen, like, yeah, it's I'm kind of curious, I guess, to see ultimately what the, you know, debate evolves into as, like, it comes down to the wire with the vote. Because, you know, we did have some pretty dramatic votes in the Trump era. Like, I don't know if anybody remembers our brave deceased Senator John McCain when he went and
he went no.
you know, that was, you know, maybe the Republicans will try something like that. I don't know. I mean, that's just me bullshitting, but like, truthfully, I retain an air. I'm skeptical of everything until it's like it's signed and there's money in the right people's wallets.
So you're saying Kirsten Sinema, Joe Manchin, Maggie Hassan, a couple other fucking freaks that have everything to gain from being like a spoiler. Kirsten Sinema had that moment already, by the way. Look at you, misogynistic pig here, for getting a fucking excellent girl boss moment when she was like, no thank you on the $15 minimum wage. Fuck the poors.
Well, she's I think there's a real, like, I mean, to me it seems very straightforward that she's like auditioning for life after the public eye. Like, she just wants to cash in and not be a public figure. Like, that's the only way I can understand whatever it is that like she's doing, because you're right about it being like a moment in the sun, and now it's time for her to, you know, get in line, so to speak, because everybody knows that we have to not let our bridges fall apart or something.
She's gonna restore the glory of the Lurshite movement. She's that's what she's gonna do. She was a real, you know, America KKK type, you know, crusty anarchist, dumpster diving, all that shit. And then she became like the worst girl boss centrist.
Yeah.
She's gonna inevitably move towards fascism, while still maintaining that like I'm actually the real progressive attitude. All right, let's keep going.
Terms. Ali Vitali, can I just say you
Why does your guest look like he listens to Pile and drinks White Claws?
Hassle.
It's a roast.
I mean, there's no lie. Like,
do you listen to Pile?
I do listen to Pile. I don't really drink White Claws though.
Okay. What do you drink?
I mean, lately, like a lot of seltzer.
Do you want a yerba mate? You want a yerba mate?
Yeah.
What
Those
kind?
Are good. I don't know. Whichever you have.
Orange
ginger is pretty good. Hold on, I'll bring one.
All right.
So
for you.
good.
Yeah,
Thank you for following this. Just from beginning to end, sister, you are unmatched. I watch in all of you, Ali Vitali. Thank you. We appreciate your time.
Ali Vitali.
One of Jeffrey Epstein's longtime accusers is now suing Britain's Prince Andrew. The lawyers for Virginia Giuffre filed the complaint in New York City, claiming she was trafficked to Andrew and abused by him when she was 17 years old.
Oh, shit.
Giuffre said in a statement, quote, I am holding Prince Andrew accountable for what he did.
We're going to do this in a second. Let's stay on the infrastructure bill for a little bit. Here's a firm line in the sand from the Progressive Caucus. Our caucus has been clear. Congress must invest in infrastructure that takes on the climate crisis and meets the needs of working families. CPC members won't support a bipartisan bill without a bold reconciliation bill to advance our priorities. Sincerely, Pramila Jayapal, Katie Porter, Ilhan Omar, signed underneath. They're basically saying we want a fat budget reconciliation.
I mean, I think that this is like this is where I think it's like, you know, there's a degree to which the what the MSM in my experience kind of fails to leave out is that like what I look at this and I see is like a very successful opening negotiating tactic. We saw it with Cori Bush on the eviction moratorium. It's like, you know, the very basic idea that like if you create a pressure from one direction, you force people to accommodate that pressure. And in this case, it's like I don't think that like Katie Porter, Pramila Jayapal, or Ilhan Omar have like, you know, such radical expectations of Chuck Schumer co-signing their agenda, but like they are going, like we're going to see the exact same thing. I mean, look, this is not a prediction, but like my guess is the thing that we just saw play out, where it's like everybody like, you know, says anonymously to Politico like, ha ha ha ha ha, the moderates win again, and it's like, well, like I mean, sure, but you already won and you have all the power. So if like things, you know, if people are able to negotiate something better around the edges, then like okay. So you know, I think it's pretty like it makes sense to me as like an opening negotiating tactic to like, you know, aside from the matter of the principle, to just like immediately say that whatever they're going to do is unacceptable. Because evidently, if the Republicans are, if like they're going to let this go to a vote, then yeah.
Couldn't this backfire? Is there maybe enough GOP vote in the House so it won't matter? No, I don't think the House GOP is ever going to fucking dude. dude, the House of Representatives, like, the House of Representatives is what the senators have tailored their fucking mania off of. Like, they've been cranks for many years. Like, senators used to be supposedly like the adults in the room. You know what I mean? Like, it's the greatest deliberative body. And they would look down upon the representatives because some of those representatives are real fucking freaks. Okay. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene, dude. Like, what do you? That's my mom. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene in the fucking House of Representatives. That's all you need to know. So no shot do Republicans getting whipped by McCarthy are going to turn around and actually give the Democrats a dub here. It would be very strategic. It would be tactical of them to just like allow Democrats to get this dub on the bipartisan bill in an effort to destroy the yeah, I do have company, Mom. And the noise gate is off, so
I do think that there is a like one thing that I'm kind of curious about, I guess, is like, you know, what the like I kind of understand like what the competing tensions are right now on the Democratic side of the aisle in terms of like, you know, the Biden people don't want to get in trouble for anything, and the Progressive Caucus people seem to be like, we just want to get the minimum amount of concessions that these people will listen to us on. But like, I don't quite understand what the balance of power is on the Republican side. Is it just to thwart everything as it was in the Obama thing? Is there like a longer game? Like, I don't know. A longer term game? I don't know.
Are they in fucking shambles? Like, why would they do this? Why would they actually end up defending and vote for this? Here is Marsha Blackburn talking about it. Complaining that Democrats weren't interested in improving the infrastructure bill, particularly moving $1 billion from Amtrak slush fund and using it to build the wall on the southern border.
The Democrats aren't interested in improving the bill. I had one amendment that would have called for taking $1 billion from Amtrak's slush fund and using it to build the wall on the southern border. But see, they're not interested in addressing the needs. But you know,
I mean, they're just posturing at this point.
Larry Kudlow is so checked out. He's like that's like he's got a 1,000-yard stare going. It's pretty wild.
Well, it's because he can't get his beverages. That's why. He's like, come on, I need to let's speed this segment up so I can go, bring up my sippy cup real quick. The reconciliation bill is very, very popular. That has never deterred Republicans from doing the wrong thing.
I was going to say
that does not mean anything.
They do not care about popular opinion.
Yeah. Invest Now, new poll with Invest Now USA. Voters strongly support key components of the Democrats' reconciliation package. Who gives a fuck? Democrats don't even give a fuck about popular provisions, chat. Like, are you new here? You know what I mean? Wait, who just raided me? Oh, Hikaru did. Hey, thank you, GM Hikaru, for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. We're talking about the budget reconciliation infrastructure package and also the current bipartisan infrastructure spending bill that just passed in the Senate. So hope you had a good stream. It's a grandmaster, dude. Yeah. Biden on Cuomo. Oh Jesus. Oh, Biden went live earlier, right? I fucking missed it. We'll look at that. We'll do that in a second, yeah. For the record, Amtrak did an assessment a few years back and quoted the cost of keeping tracks in repair was upwards of $2 trillion alone. $1 billion is nothing. They need that money if you want Amtrak to connect to New England.
The Northeast, like
the Northeast.
I think it's a good point, which is about like in general, which is that like, you know, I'm not like, I haven't like paid attention to the numbers and I don't know it, but it's also like there's no, like, I would have to have taken some really wild pills this morning to be ready to believe that anything that like this Congress could agree to would be like anything resembling, you know, sufficient to the challenge or whatever.
Yeah, of course not.
So like, I wasn't sure if your stream, if you already had that disclaimer earlier on the stream before I came in.
Yeah, no, everything I say, if I'm even remotely positive about a particular bill that's slated to pass in Congress, it's only because the bar is planted so fucking firmly underneath the ground that like clearing it is going to give us the bare minimum so that we can continue surviving, not necessarily thriving. And of course, not even survival in that situation for most people. It's just like, it's necessary. It's literally necessary. That's why I feel like it's virtually That's why I feel like there's so many Republicans that are defending their vote on this. Like, how the fuck do you get 19 Republicans to vote on anything?
I mean, so this is like, I think that some of it is like, I wouldn't be, I mean, look, it's interesting, right? Because I think that like our like national politics has gotten like, it's become like this very weird and performance thing. But like the way that you used to do this, for what it's worth, you know, before like the idea of government spending was so anathema, was, you know, you would build bridges to nowhere. You would give people, you would do, but government pork is the, ultimate phrase. And, Republicans were just as skilled at doing it as Democrats. Like, it wasn't like that favoritism was on, it was, like it was part of it, like patronage to some extent, I guess. And so to me, part of what I wonder is like, to what extent, like, is that playing a motivation? Is there some appropriations thing that we're like, I don't because I'm just as puzzled as you are. Like, I don't understand what logic the Republicans have to do anything to let the Democrats have any win. Because that's been their strategy successfully for many, many years. Yeah. And it just like keeps the status quo, which is what they want.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like no other reason. I feel like there's no other reason to do this other than like it's literally a fucking necessity. Because its popularity doesn't mean shit. Long-term care is somewhat support to strongly support at like at least somewhat supportive at 81%. That's fucking nuts.
It's like, I mean, it's also just like really crazy to me how stuff like it's also just like, I mean, look, I really don't think that like policy should be made based on, I think tying like the way that like policy should be made to such like popularity stuff is not always like such a good categorical thing. But I think that one of the things that you can clearly see in this is that like is maybe like, is there going to be some attempt after seeing how popular people got, or at least could have gotten, had they, if they done all the pandemic stimulus stuff, had they talked about it a bit differently, maybe they're seeing now, it's like, all right, if we can own some of this, we can get some of that too, and people won't hate us as much.
I mean, yeah, even the ones who like rallied against the pandemic support ended up running as though they were in support of it the entire time. Like, there were plenty of Republicans that talked about how much money they were able to bring into their state, despite the fact that they literally opposed it and did not even vote for it. They voted against it. So, I mean, the populism does work. I mean, it is successful. Trump showed that. Yeah. Even if you say you're interested in it, it's enough for people to be like, yeah, why the fuck not? So, yeah. Is the chewing really bad, chat? I don't give a fuck right now, okay? There's no other way to have a guest on. I mean, if I lower the gain, then you won't be able to hear him. So, sorry. Don't do it. You just went... They'll
I'm just
fucking...
tempted, I know. No, now I'm just doing it to mess with them.
No, they're gonna fucking lose their shit,
yeah,
I
course.
promise.
Yeah, duh.
Okay. The worst part about this, I'm gonna hit up David Dayen.
I was gonna say he's the person who I listened to his interview on Chapo, and it made me think a lot about like how like aid hasn't been getting it out all the way, and he's like the person I was thinking of to talk about.
I've had him on before. I've had him on before Chapo. Remember that. Okay, David Dayen has been a friend of this show for a lot longer than fucking those fakes over at Chapo. Okay. But having said that, yeah, he's really good at keeping track of this sort of stuff. The American Prospect has done like incredible work with respect to like the executive powers and what the Biden administration could do without a single fucking vote cast in Congress. You know what I mean? So anyway. Okay, so here we'll look at the top line here on the memorandum, we'll look at the top line here for the 2022 budget resolution top lines: families, climate, infrastructure and jobs, and healthcare. Right? That's like, this is the people's infrastructure for the People's Republic of the United States of America, because we are becoming a communist nation. When this budget reconciliation passes, it's over. Like, it's the People's Revolution. It has like stipulations in it that like there has to be
one.
Yeah,
7 months.
Like there will be there's stipulation in there that like secretly creates councils workers' councils, and slowly but surely America is overtaken by the labor power, and a people's revolution happens, and then landlords are going to jail, all that sort of stuff. There's gulags in there, you know, that easy. So that's what's going on here. I'm going to bring this up real quick. So on the family side, the Major Families Plan program proposed by Biden are funded in the Help and Finance instructions. It establishes universal pre-K for 3- and 4-year-olds and a new child care benefit for working families, makes community college tuition free for 2 years, which is literally like an Obama era fucking proposal. That's like, Obama supposedly did that.
6 months ago.
I don't know. I guess he didn't do that, but he was supposedly doing it, or he had done that. Extends the largest tax cuts for families with children ever. Increase the Pell Grant Award.
Oh yeah, they fucking love the earned income tax credit.
Yeah. Increases the Pell Grant Awards and makes investments in HBCUs, MSIs, HSIs, TCUs, and ANN-HIs. I don't know what the fuck those are, but, you know, historic black community.
Well, like, I mean, historically black colleges and universities.
Yeah,
and, like,
or
trade
communities,
institutes.
colleges.
Like, the thing that is just, though, it's interesting is that it's like, you know, the majority of like black students in America are enrolled in like, you know, like everyone else, like in public universities and public higher institutions of higher education. And so to me, it's always like, you know, it's the same thing with like tax cuts, and like the Pell Grant is like, you know, it's an aid award that, you know, it's need based, but it's also not like the, you know, it's not just refunding these services that have gotten declining state aid or federal aid before. It's just like more bandages.
Yeah. Climate puts U.S. on track to meet President Biden's 80% electricity and 50% economy-wide carbon reductions through the agriculture, banking, ENR, EPW, finance, commerce, HSGAC, and Indian Affairs instructions. You know, Joe Biden didn't just wag his finger yesterday at the IPCC report and said, you know, strong words like, hey, climate change, stop it. Cut it out, Jack. We're taking the initiative. This part is probably the weakest, right? I mean,
it's just so embarrassing when you consider the scope of the problem, I guess, because to me, it's like a bunch of this stuff is sort of like de rigueur, like, yeah, we should be doing this. Like electrifying the federal vehicle fleet. How many federal vehicles need to be like gas-powered vehicles? It's like, no, like they're not, like it's sort of like basic stuff. That is also just matching what is already happening in the private sector in terms of the scope of electric car production that all of the major car manufacturers want to do.
Yeah. It creates a new clean electricity payment program, provides clean energy manufacturing, transportation tax incentives and grants, imposes new polluter fees. It's Elon Musk gonna fucking pop off, dude. He's just gonna pop the fuck off with this one. He's just going to the fucking moon. Imposes new polluter fees for methane and carbon imports. Invest in climate smart agriculture and forest management investments for farmers in rural communities. Like the
wait, hold on, sorry. Invests in climate smart agriculture and foreign management investments. That's, you know what? I just love the poetry of this shit, because it's so they're investing in forest management investments is what they're saying. It's just like, it's so like, that's like, I mean, look, like, it's just proof that, like, in Congress, they do the same thing that, like, you know, you did in college or people do in high school in terms of, like, stretching the margins, because that is just trying to fill the fucking page as far as I'm concerned. Because you can't understand, like, it's not...
Well, it's the Democratic Party's, like, main thing always is, like, we're going to start thinking about rebuilding communities. We're going to start thinking long and hard about what kind of initiatives we can use to start rebuilding the process and start the process of offering restitution to these impoverished communities. It's like, well, why don't you stop thinking and start doing? You know what I mean? That's kind of what your job is, motherfucker.
Well,
like,
and it's also like, you know, investing in all this stuff. It's like, you know, electrifying the federal vehicle fleet or something. It's like part of what all that ultimately means also too is that it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, or like providing new consumer rebates for home electrification. It's like, great, that's more money to go to Tesla for filling out, you know, it's because it's like it's supporting these existing economies that like are these, you know, bad private sector structures of actually really critical and important things like electrifying and gridifying everything or whatever. Like it just sucks.
Creates coastal and ocean resiliency programs, makes drought, wildfire, and interior department investments. So this is the funniest part, because like they're saying this is for the climate proposal in the infrastructure bill. These are absolute necessities. Part of the reason why these are absolute necessities is unironically because of climate change and what and the kind of devastation that climate change has brought upon our lands. You're in the Pacific Northwest right now. Shit's on fire. You know what I mean? All the goddamn time. Wildfire seasons are growing. Half the country is underwater, and then the other half of the country is on fire. Sometimes like at the same time. So this is like to basically try to survive with the worst consequences of man-made climate change. So it's an absolute necessity at this point. There is no way to get around this.
And it's also part of, like, if we're thinking about, like, how do we reorganize our economy and society in a basic way, like, and this is where I give the Progressive Caucus real credit, is that like oh yeah, like the project of like helping to fix like the problem of inequality in our society is likely going to also be involved as part of the same processes that we're doing to accommodate like this hotter, shittier world. And so there's a kind of like, I think that like even just trying to make the conversation about something to the effect of like, we are interested in making like a like making climate like a necessary part of this. Like, I do think it's more than rhetoric in a base level, because it's about like the very essence of what this what this policy is supposed to be about, which is like well, if we're doing infrastructure even in our budget and all of that, then like we've got to start like making all this part of the same conversation, because otherwise it will just be an item that continually gets excluded. It'll be the debate topic that nobody wants to ask about, or when they ask about it, it'll be in like like all these like it'll be in ways that gives everybody an out.
Yeah. As far as infrastructure and job goes, invest in game-changing infrastructure projects and jobs programs not included in the BIF through the banking, commerce, EPW, finance, help, HSGAC, judiciary, Indian affairs, small business and veterans affairs instructions. Historic levels of investments are coming into public housing. I don't know what the fuck that means personally, but I don't believe that that's a real thing. If anything, they're going to do what like the NDP is suggesting in Canada, for example, which is like, home ownership credits, so that pre-existing homeowners, like people that already have homes, can like easily afford to become, larger landlords, basically take advantage of things like that, rather than actual fucking permanent permanent housing for the homeless population, and any sort of like price restrictions or price regulations, or even fucking buildings that are public housing that the government builds. Your take is basically everything is a lie or exaggeration. I mean, no matter what happens, like I'm still positive. I'm still positive. I think this is good.
Well, it's just like you shouldn't identify it as something that it's not, right? Like this is like it's like a step forward in the sense that like this isn't saying that we should cut these things, but it's also like the political reality in which this is being presented is not even to say that like they want to do all this stuff. It's part of it is because like there's a kind of like theater in this that like they're trying to negotiate. Like that's why they have language. Like, I mean, this sentence that I can't stop looking at is the one that says expands access to capital and markets for small businesses. Like that doesn't mean anything for anyone. Like that's like, what's the point of that? Like there's a degree to which all of this is about, like, it's going to be until like the thing is signed. Like it's about this sort of like, like sort of jockeying for position or whatever. And like, yes, there's lots of lies and exaggerations, because literally when you look at this stuff, it's like, if it's not a lie or an exaggeration, it's like something that you read on a shampoo bottle. It doesn't mean anything.
I mean, we still don't know what the full details are of all this stuff. It's just a top line. There's like more, there's more information that's like a little bit further expanded. But even then, this is not the final version of the bill by any means. This is just an outline. Okay, this is just an outline of what may happen. So remember that it might completely fall apart if you have, even if you have fucking what do you call it, like a couple dissenters or deserters. This entire process falls apart. So. It's going to be about messaging too, and I'm genuinely terrified that Democrats are going to do a terrible job trying to message this bill, because they're not even fucking motivated for it for the most part. So the first ever civilian climate corps, that's a lot of this stuff is literally, I don't want to say it because I feel like that's a scary thing to say, but a lot of this stuff is like Green New Deal. shit in it. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's meant to be like a carrot to it. Like, I think that it's supposed to be this. Yeah, like I think to me that's the hope, is that like they're sort of like saying like we're doing this stuff, but you know, to me again, it's just like this is not like, yes, this is a top line summary and everything, but it's just such a like I think that like you know, put it this way, like this is part of what like, you know, like elected officials that you at least reasonably like on some of this stuff are supposed to do, right? Which is, you know, be an indicator of like, is this enough or not? And I think that like, you know, if Ilhan Omar and Katie Porter, and Katie Porter is somebody who I think is very deliberate about the fights that she picks with congressional leadership. You know, like, you know, I think even a more moderate person than myself would say that. You know, I think it's because they're saying this isn't going to do it. And, you know, if they're saying that it's not going to do it, I also think that, like, you know, if you're a centrist, let's say, or you're somebody that's not, like, you know, like, doesn't buy into all the same, you know, like, woo-woo shit that maybe I do, or perhaps Hasan does, what I would say is that even if somebody like Katie Porter is saying, oh, I don't think that, like, this is good enough, it's perhaps because they think that this will not be enough to help you in the midterms. And that's something that should be considered. You know, so I do think that, like, there's, you know, like, it's part of what I mean about, like, this prediction stuff cutting both ways and being careful about that part of it, because it is, like, you can't, like, it's like, they're all trying to mind game each other about what is the best, most progressive outcome and what is the most electable thing and da-da-da-da-da, and everybody wants the absolute high ground in all of it. So, you know, just go with at least what's on the paper.
Why do they never use objective numbers? Increase funding by X by Y is just bullshit buzzwords for the historic level. It doesn't matter. This is just a fucking top line summary, dude. That's what I'm trying to say. We're not at that point yet. There's no dollar value. For the most part, there's like only estimates of what kind of dollar values that will be assigned. There's going to be a congressional budget office, very conservative congressional budget office estimation that will tell you like how much, you know, how much is going to increase the deficit. All this other stuff.
I mean, and this is, you know, part of what I meant earlier when I was talking about like pork, right? Like the reason we didn't have it before is because like you had these like crazy budget hostage negotiation scenarios or whatever. And, you know, maybe that's how this will play out again or whatever. But it does seem like to me that like part of what they're sort of figuring out now is like, all right, maybe they were able to buy off people because the environment's more fractured or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, there's a couple different like things that are not fully described in the top line, but Senate reconciliation package includes up to $332 billion for House Ed priorities. What is that?
Housed
priorities?
I think it's like a housing campaign thing.
Yeah. Keep calling Congress to ensure these investments prioritized with greatest need through the rental assistance, public housing, and the housing trust fund. So part of the problem is that, like, as David Dayen also talked about on Chapo and has written about extensively on the American Prospect, it's like we don't have an infrastructure to even deliver payments to the individuals that need it the most.
But you know who absolutely will get paid and will absolutely get the money?
Landlords.
Yeah, and the contract or the contractors who are paid to administer this stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's, you know, there's like the machine, like the stuff doesn't have to be delivered, it doesn't have to work, it doesn't have to have any impact, but it's like for a minimal amount to leak through, you have to pay this insane toll, which is, you know, I view as just effectively like a kickback. It's a racket.
Yeah. Creation and preservation of affordable housing by making historic management. We talked about that. Getting back on it though. Invest in workforce development and job training programs to connect workers to good paying jobs. Provides green cards for millions of immigrant workers and families. Funds smart technology for safe and efficient borders. This is actually terrifying. Okay, so for trade, travel, and migration. So what this is, and I know exactly. I like some fucking drunk dumbass that used to work at, is it Booz Allen Hamilton? No, I don't know. It might have been Booz Allen. Some fucking dumbass engineer dude who's like now a crypto guy was drunk as fuck at this like NFT party I went to, and he basically told me what like the outline proposal was called the digital wall. This was established under no, it wasn't Murat. Murat works at Boeing. Basically what this is, which is called the digital wall, which was established under Donald Trump, and like that's precisely what the Democrats are going to be working with, is having nonstop drones circling the U.S. border anytime there's and then, you know, pinging Customs and Border Patrol anytime there's movement on the border, so they can just like go in and fucking arrest the migrants with ease. So that's
This
like,
bill
that's what
provides
they're
no
working
funds to
on.
protect
That's what this
people
is,
from
for the
top of the
record.
hour
I just
ad
want to
break.
let you know. And that's where the money is going. No, they're not going to drop Predator missiles. This is the on the back end, that's what this is going to be. Smart technology for safe, efficient borders for trade, travel, and migration is the digital wall. Originally established under the Trump administration as a contract, and that will continue under, you know, Joe Biden and whoever the next fucking administration is afterwards. So, hold on. No missiles yet, boys. Largest ever one-time investment in Native American infrastructure projects, rehabilitates aging Veterans Administration buildings and hospitals, new economic development investments to revitalize communities and transform regions for new innovation jobs, invest in research and development, and strengthens U.S. manufacturing supply chains. Like, these are all key things. Like, this is a necessity.
I mean, it's a key thing, but it's, you know, it's like the devil's in the details, because every single one of these bullet points, you know, from largest ever one-time investment down to the bottom of like this section, it's like, you know, the details could ultimately be that all of those things functionally just become handouts to bribe people into signing on to the bill. And so there's like a you know, so to me, like, that's part of why it's like, you know, I am curious ultimately when they start breaking out and getting into the details of the negotiation. For example, when they say investing in R&D and strengthening, you know, manufacturing supply chains, like, does that mean that, like, you know, like, are they going to engage, are they going to reopen like old manufacturing centers? Are they going to develop domestic supply chains? Like, is that actually it? Or is it going to be like, you know, putting money into existing departments that are already supposed to be doing that, but, you know, not doing it?
Even then, though, it's like, you know, even then it's kind of a necessity.
Yeah, I mean, at a minimum.
And honestly, at this point, like, people will get mad at me for saying this, but like, just fucking be like, this is good for the American people. And also, like, you know, China's kicking our ass, dude. China's doing so well with the $2 trillion they spend yearly on their own fucking domestic infrastructure projects. You know, how are we gonna compete with China and Russia and all these other fucking countries that are going to be leading renewable energy? Maybe not Russia, but leading the United States in the world as like renewable energy manufacturers and the things that you need to have sustainable renewable energy projects.
Well, also, like, we realize that if we're going to be in a great power, if like people even want to gesture at a real, like, even if we're not actually going to be in it, because I don't think that's how capital works anymore, but like, we're going to be in a great power competition with China, like we were in with the Soviet Union or whatever. It's like, it's probably not a good idea that like our most critical and lucrative manufacturing supply chains, for our highest cap companies, are literally all there. I saw somebody in your chat like mention that it's like they're investing for manufacturing supply chains and like chip exports here, for example, which makes a lot of sense, right? From both a national security perspective, because again, it's like the only scraps that we're allowed to get or whatever just come off that plate. And it's, you know, to me, I guess I am curious to see ultimately, you know, in terms of what are the victories that progressives or the progressive caucus is able to pull out from this stuff. You know, in terms of, let's say, Native American infrastructure projects or VA buildings and hospitals, like, you know, as you were saying, like, those are real material improvements for people.
Expands access to capital and markets for small businesses. Incredible. Love that.
Hey, I'm a small business. You're a small business.
Yeah.
I would love access to capital and markets.
Yeah, totally, dude. But like, not through public banks or utilizing like the postal service or anything like that. But you know, I'm sure there'll be like some grants offered to, grants for podcasters.
Listen, there are going to be podcaster grants. There are going to be entrepreneur grants. They're going to be like, you know, maybe there'll be Twitch chat grants.
Yeah, we need the Amaranth bill to pass through. Okay. I'm gonna be at the Votorama screaming like, we need more funding for Amaranth and myself, of course, obviously, so that, you know, we can expand our access to capital and markets.
In the Cold War, they funded, you know, cultural production all the time. And look, like, you know, even in global politics today, we see, like, you know, shady influencer stuff, and it's all very weird. Yeah. And I'm just saying, everybody has a price, including both the people sitting here.
Exactly. My price is $7 million. That's what I need. That's the kind of expansion I need for the infrastructure projects that I'm going to do on this podcast or on the stream. Okay. Healthcare builds on Democrats' goal for providing universal healthcare to all Americans in the finance. Yeah, dude, that's exactly. Remember how we were talking about like padding the deck with as many fucking stacking the deck with like as many words as possible? builds on Democrats' goal of providing universal health care to Americans in the finance and help instructions. We're building on our goal to provide universal health care.
I mean, like the big wins here, like the dental, vision, and hearing benefit is real, and that has been a long fought battle. But it's also like, you know, this is the thing to remember, right? Is that like Medicare is the easiest program in the world to win things for because it is the universal political constituency of both political parties. Because remember, the biggest thing that determines will somebody vote is just like go up the age scale. It's like so it's, you know, it's like there is a way in which it's like these are really
because the poor's die.
Yeah, and it's all because they use Medicaid, which is why they're creating a new federal health program for Americans in the Medicaid gap rather than just expand Medicaid upward, because they don't actually want to, like, the point of Medicaid existing is so that it can, like, you know, perpetually be something that they can try to abolish, you know, like ending welfare. They can always try to end welfare as they know it. And the same thing with prescription drug costs. I'm very curious, though, about how they threaded the needle of simultaneously reducing drug costs for patients and saving taxpayers hundreds of billions. Because, well, what does that mean? Like, are the pharmaceuticals going to cough up the money? Is that what they're saying? I'd be curious.
They're not gonna. No, they're gonna do pricing transparency, which is a very different policy than what Trump was claiming he was gonna do, if you recall. That's the best part about this, is that like we pay so much for pharmaceuticals in this country, like sometimes 10x what comparable nations like fucking Canada pay for insulin, right? And it's absolutely preposterous, completely unacceptable, inhumane, dog shit. You see dipshits like Steven Crowder, before he was, like, you know, getting his top surgery and almost fucking dying in the hospital, advocate for why that is the reason, because we have to subsidize pharmaceutical R&D for the rest of the world. That's why Americans have to pay top dollar to get insulin, which is fucking bullshit. But you know, how are we going to do this without implementing a centralized negotiation process that nearly every other fucking country has?
And also one that, like, because, you know, again, we're like, you know, we're Rome, right? We're like the seat of empire. Our currency is like the global world reserve currency. Everybody wants dollars. And it's like, well, you know, I guess to me it's like we have like this like benefit for the wealthy in our country or whatever, but it's also like, you know, we have made this system and internalized that logic so much such that, like, you know, we assume that, like, oh, well, that is the trade-off, when it's like, I mean, look at, you know, like, dare I say it, Cuba, for example, where they've developed 2 vaccine candidates, and it's an island with, like, you know, doing it against your Ramada is making me burpy. They're doing it against all odds. You know, they're doing this, like, they're making vaccines that are viable and they can administer it, and they're doing it, you know, while, like, the U.S. has, like, these embargoes in place.
Fucking guy had to bring it back to Cuba.
You know, it's a
wow, Blowback season 2, huh? That's cool. Wow,
you might have heard about it.
Yeah, has to sneak in Cuba, dude. Hey, did you see that?
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. I'm a big advocate for drone striking Cuba immediately and making sure that, you know, making sure that Cubans are free by turning that entire island to glass so we can make a parking lot for Guantanamo Bay. Obviously, that's the only way to do this. And also, I believe that the embargo is good and the blockade is good. And obviously, you know, that's my position, as you guys already know. Noah seems to not agree with that. I don't know why. It would be, yeah, it would be good if it was just another island nation with plantations and sugar production and casinos specifically for Americans to travel to and Americans to consume the sugar of. So, you know, I'm a patriot. I love Cuba, obviously. That's why I have the Cuban flag, whatever. Bro, I can't fucking click his link. Slow down, chat. It's literally blowback.show, dude. It's not that hard. So yeah, we got a new federal health program for Americans in the Medicaid gap, reduce prescription drug costs. We'll see how that happens. Invest in home and community-based services to help seniors, persons with disabilities, and home care workers. You know, it's really interesting. I remember, you know, I do a lot of I told you so's on this broadcast, but I remember talking about how Biden was never going to advocate for the public option. How many times has he brought up the public option since he's been in office? Because remember, he ran.
Well, but this is the thing though. If you're a centrist, you never have to bring up any promise you made because your defense will always be that, well, politically it's a no-winner, because that is ultimately like the thing that's like the trump card, right? He's just able to say like, you know, like yeah, I mean, you know, because he wants to body Trump, as Aaron Rupar says.
Yeah.
After years and years of infrastructure.
I'm soy facing right now. I can't believe he's bodying Trump so hard.
Week. We're on the cusp of an infrastructure decade that I truly believe will transform America. After years is what I believe you, the American people, want. What you've been asking for a long, long time. This bill shows that we can work together. I know a lot of people, some sitting in the audience here, didn't think this could happen.
I literally, personally do not care if virtually every single Republican was at gunpoint, pushed out of Congress by the military and put into a military prison. Like every single Republican. And going forward, we had a one-party government and we did whatever the fuck we wanted. I don't give a shit. I don't know why the fuck people act like this is important. Like bipartisanship is a virtue on its own. Like, and that's why it must be defended, and that's why it must be protected, and that's why it's a good thing. It's like, who gives a fuck, dude? I just want infrastructure spending, okay? I only see the Republicans as a stopgap measure. I see the Democratic Party as a stopgap measure against like true progress from happening. I literally do not care. Actual fascist. Yeah, fascism is when you literally purge the fascists from, stopping any sort of fucking help from being delivered to the American public. That's what fascism is. Okay?
This bill is declared dead more often than anyway. That bipartisanship was a thing of the past. From the time I announced my candidacy, about bringing the country together and doing things in a bipartisan way, it was characterized as a relic of an earlier age. As you may well remember, I never believed that. I still don't.
Forcibly removing elected opposition sounds like fascism. A little bit.
So I want to thank those senators.
It has nothing to do with fascism. It's authoritarianism. How the fuck are you in a political commentator's broadcast all goddamn day and can't comprehend the difference between authoritarian actions and fascism? Fascism is deliberate. It's specific. It's built upon excluding people of a certain identity, certain background. When you talk about like fucking removing Republicans, I'm joking regardless. I'm just trying to tell you how little I give a fuck about bipartisanship. I just care about getting shit done, which is what most Americans care about. But that's not fucking fascism. Shut the fuck up.
We worked so hard to bring this agreement together. I know it wasn't easy. For the Republicans who supported this bill, you showed a lot of courage. And I want to personally thank you for that. And I've called most of you on the phone to do just that. You have, and no doubt you will, disagree with me on many issues. But where we can agree, we should. And here on this bill, we prove that we can still come together to do big things, important things for the American people. For the Democrats who supported this bill, we can be proud of this unprecedented investments that are going to transform the nation.
Man, Republicans are so courageous for fucking voting for a bill that's literally giving them money so they can build roads in their own state so that commerce can fucking flow through their own states. That's what true courage is. Man, if that's the fucking barrier for courage, dude, like we're lost. We're just in a decrepit state, dude. If the barrier for courage is like literally doing the bare minimum so that like your constituents see like a crumb of return on their investment, if you look at tax from that point of view, great, dude. It's great. We're in a really good situation.
Change millions of lives for the better. Work on the next critical piece of my agenda, my Build Back Better plan. Making housing more affordable. It's so unaffordable to so many Americans. Providing clean energy tax cuts, including homeowners, to make energy efficient improvements in their homes. Bringing down the cost of prescription drugs. Making elder care more affordable. And continue to give middle-class families and children a tax break, a tax cut the one they're receiving now, well-deserved child care and health care that gives them just a little bit of breathing room. This is a plan that invests in the American people in their future.
The middle class and poverty class getting tax cuts or tax breaks right now would only restore the tax cuts that Donald Trump offered them, depending on what the severity is, because all of the other tax cuts, the corporate tax rate and the top marginal tax rate, tax cuts, are made permanent, whereas everything underneath, like the top marginal tax rate, are slated to increase over the course of the next 4 years. So that was like a secret, I guess, provision within the 2019 tax cuts that Donald Trump passed, that legislation that passed through. So what most people don't recognize is like the middle class and just the middle class and underneath the middle class, their taxes were slated to increase regardless. Not 2019, 2017, sorry. So all this would do is basically make that permanent while increasing the top marginal tax rate and also the corporate tax rate if they ever get to that, which they probably will not. There will be staunch opposition from the moderates on that issue because, you know, we can't have that. We can't be fucking taxing corporations of the wealthy a little bit more. I mean, that would be devastating.
That would just sort of violate the whole spirit of the thing.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
And their success. And it will be paid for by having the largest corporations, including 55 of them, who didn't pay a single penny in federal income tax, and the super wealthy to begin to pay their fair share. I want you to be able to be millionaires and corporations do incredibly well.
Jesus.
But this isn't going to change anything for you. You'll still have your 3 homes. You'll still have whatever you need. And corporations will continue to do well. I have more to say about this later.
I wish he was like, what more do you want, motherfucker? You got 3 houses, dude. What do you want?
One.
Like, what more do you want? You want more, dude? Yeah, you're gonna get fucking taxed, okay? Shut the fuck up. And I'm gonna punish the shit out of you if you decide to fucking hide your assets. Also, we're gonna fucking change the way we tax wealth, or we're gonna change the way we tax, like, capital gains, okay? Sick and tired of you motherfuckers taking lines of credit out, okay? No more of that. I wish. And if you remove your if you hide your assets in you know, the Cayman Islands or wherever the fuck you hide your assets in, then we're gonna punish you. I wish that's what we would do. We're beefing up the IRS so they can come after you.
Later as the Senate continues its work. But today, I'm happy to mark this significant milestone on the road toward making what we all know are long overdue, much needed investments in basic, hard infrastructure of this nation. I understand
Then he moves on to fucking Ron
that
DeSantis.
there are millions of people who decided, adults, who decided not to get vaccinated. And I understand that to badger those folks is not likely to get them to move and get vaccinated. But I also understand that the reason children are
Oh, did it stop?
Yeah.
It'll turn on. Hold on.
becoming infected is because in most cases they live in low vaccination rate states and communities, and they're getting it from unvaccinated adults. That's what's happening. And so my plea is that for those who are not vaccinated, think about it. God willing, the FDA is going to be coming out in a reasonable time frame to say this vaccine is totally safe. We've seen millions of doses around the world, 1 billion doses already.
Inshallah.
And we know how it's transmitted.
It's gonna be a real shock to the system when people realize that, like, all these fucking vaccine hesitant motherfuckers are literally not going to move from their positions when the FDA approval inevitably comes, and they're gonna say, well, the FDA is corrupt under the Biden administration, and that the only real measure that you could implement and you should implement, at least at the fucking federal level, is travel restrictions. Okay? You have to have a vaccination passport if you want to do any sort of fucking travel by air, any sort of like state travel. You have to do that. That would unironically immediately boost the number of people that are getting vaccinated. Straight up.
I mean, and the proof of, like, you know, like having it to, like, you know, for job and work and stuff. Like, people already tolerate so many insane actual invasions of their privacy just to fucking pay rent. Like, you know, if you've ever pissed into a cup, you know this. So it's like, for that purpose at least. Don't know what else other people pee in cups for. But the way I would put it is that, like, you know,
kink shaming.
Yeah.
Canceled.
That's not how I roll, but if you think of it as kink shaming, then that's your issue, but not mine. So, you know, to me, it's like you already have, I guess, this, like, you know, like people like are willing to accept it in a certain context, right? It's because, like, you know, immediately, like, the vaccine and all of it, like, it becomes a culture war issue because it has to, because arguing on, like, the actual, like, you know, merits of the thing or whatever, like, it wouldn't allow for the people who are in politics to have good excuses for why things suck. And so instead, everybody can just endlessly, you know, throw poop at each other.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Ron... I mean, that's, like, why he's talking about Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, Ron DeSantis, like, actually got fucking owned by his own state's court system because he tried to tackle, like, the Norwegian cruise liners and say that, like, you know, you can't have a fucking vaccine passport on your cruise ships. That's insane. Like, remember when... Remember, Republicans hate big government. They hate the nanny state. Except Ron DeSantis literally was like, no, like, I'm gonna make it so that, like, unvaccinated people can, like, ride your fucking, you know, infection-infested, bacteria-ridden, dumbass fucking cruise ships and make everybody sick. Like, cruise ships are, like, the best way to just get sick, regardless. Get some fucking tropical-ass disease on top of that. Nuts. Yeah, we'll watch the Bill Burr tear into him after this is done.
And one of the things that I find a little disingenuous, when I suggest that people in zones where there is a high risk wear the mask like you all are doing, I'm told that government should get out of the way and not do that. They don't have authority to do that. And I find it interesting that some of the very people who are saying that, who hold government positions, are people who are threatening that if a school teacher asks a student if they've been vaccinated, or if a principal says that everyone in my school should wear a mask or the school board votes for it, that governor will nullify that. That governor has...
It's so fucking boring, dude.
It's so, like, it's as if he doesn't want, like...
I wish...
It's like he doesn't want people to get vaccinated, honestly.
Dude, Donald Trump was so good. He was so good at fucking captivating large audiences, man. He was
well, when he wanted to, because the thing is that then you remember, like, all those times where it's just, like, he's standing in front of a crowd and it's like... Or he's, like, talking into the camera and, like, he just doesn't care. He's like, this is the most boring thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make you all suffer through it. And I'll just, yeah.
Yeah, he's a sassy... He was a fucking sassy...
Yeah, that's true.
Dude.
He's like a Joan Rivers type.
Yeah,
like,
he's so petty. He's so sassy. God, I miss him.
Same.
Anyway... You are crazy. Let go of the hate. What?
I am crazy, but I'm not letting go of the hate.
Yeah, no, fuck that, dude. It's the only thing that keeps me alive, motherfucker. The hatred I feel. So, Bill Burr had some choice words for Ron DeSantis. I don't know where the fuck how would you not put the actual clip?
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
That is journalistic malpractice, dude. At least
I mean, I guess it's, I think, or like say where the time code is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? I just want to hear him shit on Ron DeSantis, dude.
All right,
Does anybody know? Oh, look at that.
Oh.
M HUD. This is Hey Noah.
Hey, M HUD.
I want to know. 1337, that's not true. You guys are literally making that up. You're just trying to spell out, like, funny things. Wait, I can't even listen to it.
821, I saw somebody say, but I don't know if that's a meme in your chat.
It's a meme.
Okay.
821 is a meme in the chat, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I can't even listen to it. I don't have Spotify. I can't even
never
listen to
mind.
it. This
I know, buddy,
sucks.
20
I don't even have. Yeah, it's when I said what I said about 9/11.
My sources are telling me. Wait, I want to see that one.
Oh, it's a meme. My sources are telling me that
5-month plan has
Juan Guaido has declared himself interim governor of New York. Congratulations to Juan Guaido.
He deserves it.
Anyway, okay, we're done. We're done with this. I'm not even gonna fucking go through this. It's on YouTube. All right. Well, if someone links it to me, tell Noah that his True and On episode during the increase in bombing of Gaza was one of my favorite podcasts ever.
Thank you.
Nice.
Happy to spread the misery. But no, seriously, thank you.
I can't listen to it. I don't have the fucking link, or I need to have a Spotify account, and I don't. So I would have to watch it on YouTube. Oh, here it is.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr. How the fuck do you just sit around staying informed? Look at this shit. Jesus Christ. Like, I looked up, I don't feel like I didn't really do much this week. Nothing that exciting. I got to talk to myself for an hour. You know, what am I going to fucking talk about? Let's see.
Doing real journalism,
Yeah,
dude.
seriously.
When I think
These
of the
piece of shit politicians.
When I think of journalistic integrity, when I think about, you know, who's doing the best work out there, I think New York Post. Angel in the outfield, meet the Dodgers ball girl who went viral after an epic fan tackle, you know?
Hey, listen, she's did an epic fan tackle.
Hobby Lobby, $1.6 million Gilgamesh tablet snatched by the feds.
Okay, how do you not? Okay, but this is the problem, right? How do you not fit ISIS into that headline? That's like the whole thing, right? That Hobby Lobby accidentally bought, accidentally bought tablets from. Yeah, they bought some tabs from ISIS.
Easy.
Yeah, you know, they are unironically. They're unironically fucking. They have more in common with ISIS than than they do with us, with the way they view the world. Like,
that is very much true. That is true. They have a lot more. I mean that is, that's not an old thing though, right? That Wahhabists and social conservatives love one another.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, I want to see what Bill Burr.
Someone said Wahhabi Lobby. Okay, let's see. Fucking Bill Burr. Tearing into Ron DeSantis. All right? This fucking guy. Sick and tired of it. Let's see.
These piece of shit politicians. He knows that that's what his fan base wants him to do. So that's what the he's going to do.
Oh, god damn it. They had to do that now this type video. On his podcast, Bill Burr went viral for slamming Florida Governor Ron DeSantis over
DeSantis, whoever this guy is, and they have the most grumpiest looking photo ever. This guy is starting to build his stature in 2024. And he says he disagrees on mask mandate.
I like how the music sounds like it's from the Need for Speed menus.
What a dated reference, dude.
What?
Need for Speed menus?
Is that, yeah, wait.
What is that? The last time you played a video game was in 2008?
Okay, sorry. I don't play racing games, but I do remember the classics, yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's literally the last racing game I ever played.
Yeah, exactly.
Was I think Need for Speed Underground?
Or Hot Pursuit or Underground. Yeah, Underground, the one I was thinking about the other day though, when I was driving around LA was Burnout. Remember that one?
What is the now?
Where you drive cars to crash them and you get points for how elaborate the crashes
I don't remember
are.
that.
It was a good one.
All right, let's keep going. This had nothing in it. Bill Burr's rant comes to the Sunshine State. He's an old president is spiking COVID-19.
Was that the whole rant?
Yeah, that was fucking bullshit, dude. That was terrible.
Is that either there's more to it and we're missing it, but more realistically, people are just that starved.
Dude, how do you stretch so much?
I mean,
how do you stretch out so much? Play this. What is this?
You're looking at Camp Victory.
That's not the most recent. I did go on Jack and Brandon's new podcast, but that is a wild video.
Wow, look at the date. Look at the fucking date, dude. Confirmed. Confirmed, dude. Wow, what an interesting date you chose to be on the podcast. Suspicious.
I think it's even more interesting that that's the date that Jack chose to publish the video, but that's
suspicious.
Suspicious.
Yeah. Wow. What do you know that we don't know?
I mean, where to fucking begin?
Yeah. Here's the full uncut clip here. There we go.
DeSantis, whoever this guy is, and they have the most grumpiest looking photo ever. This guy is starting to build his stature in 2024. And he says he disagrees on mask mandates. These kids aren't wearing masks. The amount of people who not only don't even own a microscope or even have a pair of scrubs, you know, unless they went to some Halloween party, who are literally questioning doctors. It's just, at this point, it's just hilarious. What do you know?
Bro, you should go on Joe Rogan.
These fucking pieces of shit politicians. He knows that that's what his fan base wants him to do, so that's what the fuck he's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. That's kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, it's
Michael Pillow. Mr. Michael Pillow is melting down right
We
now.
have the
Let's go.
president's son, Eduardo, coming here. Bolsonaro, if I say it right, how do you say it, Bolsonaro. Yeah.
Bolsonaro.
Okay, Bolsonaro. He's going to be coming here to speak in a couple hours. We have the...
Wait, he has Bolsonaro's going to speak at the fucking Cyber Symposium?
I mean, maybe one of his family members or something, because like they're preemptively, the Bolsonaro people are preemptively laying the groundwork to talk about election fraud for when Lula, like, you know, like
wipes.
Because the issue is that, like, you know, I think like what the fear is that like they want to do as much as possible to, like, you know, call into question ahead of time, and like Trump is providing the blueprint, or the Republican Party is, because they're both unpopular people who were only ever in control in the first place because the system was such a failure.
Yeah, the only other problem there is that like Bolsonaro might be able to fucking use military action and probably has the backing of like the West more than Lula does. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think America. I'd be surprised if the United States, our State Department, decided to ensure that there were fair and free elections in Brazil in an effort, you know, and ultimately allow someone who's left of center to be in a position of power in a country like Brazil instead of Jair Bolsonaro.
Yeah. I mean, I do think also there is like a kind of, it's like Bolsonaro is like, because Brazil, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been there. It's a very cool country.
I've never been to Brazil. People always say come to Brazil, and I never go on purpose.
Brazil's it's a cool place, and what I would also say about Brazil being a cool place is that like it's like a very you know, poverty is much more extreme and concentrated there, and so like the like, you know, the upper crust there and their relationship to the rest of society is similarly like kind of crazy and exaggerated. And you know, it really does feel, especially after having been there, like, oh, it makes perfect sense that like their Cretans and our Cretans would hook up.
Yeah. Makes sense. I just yeah, I'm not gonna do my fucking shitty Jair Bolsonaro impersonation in front of Noah here. Okay, I'm embarrassed to do it. You guys keep making fun of me, and you say I sound like a cholo, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. It's so bad. All right, let's keep going.
They attacked me. They buried it. You think about that.
They got something they want to show you off stage here.
Okay, I guess we have something off stage. So we're live streaming though. So you want to talk?
Well, I think we're set up for a break, and then maybe we're going to talk a little bit right when we get back there. We're going to go into...
No, we're not going on a break. Put up that movie again. Run the movie. There's no breaks. We're streaming 72 hours live streaming. So around the world, this never stops. You guys can go eat. That's fine. But I ain't eating. I'm staying up here for 70...
Dude, he literally substituted crack for whatever the fuck this is, dude. I mean, swear to God.
He's real. I mean, that's like... I mean, that man is going to... He's on a mission.
I'm not stopping.
Yeah, he's gonna.
How is he alive?
I'm gonna be honest. He looks kind of like John McAfee or McAfee or whatever to me, and so I do think of him as like maybe this is like McAfee's spirit reincarnating a little bit, because like that's what I'm getting. That's what he's channeling to me right now.
You think he's doing some whale fucking? I mean, he is every bit the con man, so that does make sense. I feel like he's more deliberate in his like proto-fascist underlying worldview though than John McAfee ever was. I feel like John McAfee didn't give a shit.
I mean, to me, he's gotten so, and like this is so evidence of it, just like how like the attention that he's gotten, and like it's such a great example of like how this stuff can really just like feed a like. I mean, you can like you can see him working himself up and being afraid. It's like, no, do not take that camera off me. Do not let me have any less attention. This show goes on. It's, you know, kind of like honestly kind of like King of Comedy or dare I say Joker vibes.
Yeah, he is Joker pilled. He's too much of a god Jesus freak that McAfee never was. That's true.
That's true. Religion does explain a lot of it.
Yeah, he's mainlining religion, dude. By the way, what you will be mainlining now is the top of the hour ad break. I forgot to run one last time because no one was here and I didn't want to fucking, you know, be rude, but I'm gonna do one right now. You already know the deal. If you no longer want to see the ads, well, you can subscribe for $5. You can use your Twitch Prime, which is free. Use an ad block or a VPN. But the 1 minute ad break is coming right now for those who are not subscribed. So here it is. I had to do that. It's a contractual obligation. Jester, maxing is a technical term. Yeah, I saw the TrueAnon episode as well.
I heard somebody say the word the other day, and I just didn't even question it because I'm like, I'm not. There are things I'm willing, especially after the news cycles of this week. I'm like, there are things I don't want to know.
No, it looks like he's judging him and thinking he's a fake social for running ads. I feel. Yeah, well,
I also run ads. Like, I don't know if you know this, but the podcast, we also have ads in ours. Sometimes they play.
Yeah, you know, it's a contractual obligation for me to be on the platform and be a partnered Twitch streamer. So, suck my dick. He's a fake socialist too. Let's go. We're fucking grifting, boys. That's what it is. What is this?
Oh, wow.
This is real.
Yeah, that's very real.
Yeah, there's a real photo.
The necklace is great.
I want to see this.
Baghdad, Iraq, home of the Combined Joint Task Force 7. Welcome to a special presentation of SmackDown, Christmas from Baghdad. I'm Michael Cole, alongside Taz.
He always walks the same. He's walking.
I mean, it's a
charismatic.
Yeah,
very charismatic.
World Wrestling Entertainment, Mr. McMahon. Hey! Look at this, Cole! All Saint Nick in Baghdad! Santa's everywhere!
He's everywhere!
What do you think he's got in the bags?
Who would have guessed that a former crackhead pillow salesman would be such a force in politics? Stranger than fiction.
You don't have a present for Mr. McMahon. That's not good.
Anniversary pogo.
Hey! Fucking ended Santa, dude.
See, that's what happens when you disrespect Mr. McMahon, all right? Uh-oh! I'll kick Santa Claus's ass. I'll kick your ass. It doesn't matter whose ass I'm going to kick. I'll tell you that right now.
Stunner! Well, Santa Claus, this is SmackDown. Stone Cold from Raw. This really is a WWE Christmas in Baghdad. The Texas Rattlesnake on Christmas right here in Baghdad. And our U.S. troops are going nuts. Miss McMahon.
Dude, I fucking... Here's what I hate. Like, leftists have no answer for this. Okay? You fear this. Okay? Like, this is the one thing about fucking, like, hogs. They know how to enjoy themselves, dude. This shit's awesome. Like, it's so fucking awesome, dude. Anyway, let's keep going.
Victim to the stunner. Hey, Taz, if you think about it, Stone Cold sort of embodies what the armed forces are all about. Kicking ass and taking names. And our U.S. troops, man, they are going bananas. Bananas for the surprise right here. Stone Cold Steve Austin in Stone Cold fashion.
It's so good. I'm fucking riled up right now.
Yeah.
America, baby. God. Time to fucking knock down some goddamn
you ever see
doors.
wrestling in person?
No.
It's cool.
Really?
Yeah, because it's it's like theater. They're good at acting and doing the. I mean, well, they're very good at beating each other up, and it's entertaining. And the noises are really the thing that gets you. They're really good at that.
I mean, they also like actually do some fucked up shit, right?
I mean, Chris Benoit got his way being normal, is all I know. Oh yeah, this is a good. This is a great song.
Freedom in Afghanistan, say goodbye Taliban, free elections in Iraq, Saddam Hussein locked up. Somalistan underground, Al-Qaeda now is finding out America won't turn and run once the fighting has begun. Libya turns over nukes, Lebanese want freedom too, Syria's forced to leave. Don't you?
It's like a threat. Like,
oh, it gets even better.
Yeah, he's like, Libya wants freedom too, or Lebanese want freedom too. It's like, oh no, dude, what the fuck?
Know that all this means Bush was right.
Bush was right.
The other good one that
I did not expect
they
that.
have is The List.
I can't believe
where
they're
it's just like a list of liberals and people they hate.
Oh really? We gotta watch that.
Liberals that we can't stand. It's
I
really
can't
good.
believe this, they're saying like this is a pro 9/11 song. Like they're saying Bush was right. He did 9/11. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
that's so fucked
That
up.
would be really funny if this was like a 9/11 truth anthem, like or was it interpreted that way?
Yeah.
Is on the way, hitting like a tidal wave. All over the Middle East, dictators walk with shaking knees. Don't know what they're gonna do, their worst nightmare is coming true. They fear the domino.
Why is Erdogan not getting a shout out here? I guess they just like.
Well, he hasn't been elected yet in this. Is he still the mayor of Istanbul at this time? In like 03?
Oh, I think it was 2002, wasn't it? I don't even fucking remember.
Yeah.
So he's too new.
He's not even in there. Yeah, he's not. They're not even messing with him yet.
Well, we're NATO, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're all wondering who's next. Bush was right. Bush was right. Bush was right. Bush was right. Ted Kennedy wrong. Cindy Sheehan wrong. France wrong.
There's nothing more punk rock than advocating for American imperialism and caping for like a reactionary right-wing Republican president who probably thinks this is satanic. Like,
listen, the left is getting scared.
Yeah,
that's what you sound like.
I was shaking in my boots when I saw this. Like WWE, like is actually tight. This is impossible. To fucking
yeah,
consume.
and that's like, and these are the two paths. You know?
Tell Miller right.
I want to see the other one, but whatever. This song came out in 2006.
Oh wow.
Best 9/11 song, 9/11 Building 7. Okay, we're not watching that, dude. I'm not touching that. Okay. Vince McMahon tearing both his quads after jumping in the ring. No, we're not doing that. They're raging for the machine. Yeah. That's
like,
fucking...
do you remember the Paul Ryan GQ profile with the photos? Where he's
when he's like
weightlifting.
He is jacked.
And he says that like
he is jacked.
He loves Rage Against the Machine. Which was obviously very funny.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's conservatives have been doing that forever. Like Fortunate Son played at every Trump rally. Conservatives have loved Fortunate Son for years, not realizing that it's like literally making fun of you. Like it's not. I know that it sounds cool when you see like a fucking, helicopter fly through North Vietnam, and Fortunate Son's playing in the background, but like that's not. Like, that song is not what you think it is. Anyway. The best 9/11 song was Osama Yo Mama by Ray Stevens. Oh, Jesus Christ. They played Killing in the Name at Trump rallies before. The Hogs were all singing along.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, but this is also, like, you get down this road and it's like you're always going to find, like, back and forth or whatever. Like, I'm not saying that like they play Ted Nugent at Ilhan Omar rallies, but it is like, we do be living in a society, and most of the good songs are written by people who like, don't think that like, having an AR-15 at the dinner table is like a great idea or whatever.
Yeah, which is kind of fucked up. They're pussies.
Exactly.
AR-15
that exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
An assault rifle 15.
Yeah. Automatic rifle 15.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, because it is automatic. The AR.
Right.
Yeah. Dude, I have so many fucking lefties who also love guns in here that are gonna fucking.
I've shot. That's fine. I'm just making jokes, man.
They will get so mad at you.
I'm sure they will. They can go shoot guns about it. Not at me.
The List song Noah was talking about.
Oh yeah, it's a. The List. Yeah, they look so good too.
The Wright brothers.
Jimmy
so
Carter and Ward Churchill, Alec Baldwin and James Carville, Janine Garofalo and Michael Moore, the Reverend Jesse Jackson and Al Gore, Barbara Boxer, George Clooney and Vin, Dianne Feinstein and Sean Penn, Barack Obama, Ted Kennedy too, the entire staff at the ACLU. This is a song about liberals that we can't stand.
The entire staff at the ACLU, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. That was so fun. Like hating the ACLU was like a big thing for conservatives back in the day. I feel like they don't shit on the.
I mean, it was like, I guess it's like, because it used to be, although part of it's because like now the ACLU is like, doing resistance stuff, I guess, or whatever. And like that was like, a big shift. But it used to be like, the ACLU will like, like it was all culture war stuff. Like that was what they were like, like, oh, you're gay and in the Boy Scouts, like the ACLU is, taking your case or whatever. So it is like, in 06, it makes like perfect sense that that's what their like reference point is or whatever. Because now it's just more conventional, like, the ACLU is just considered part of the left or whatever.
If you don't like it, go right.
I'm in love with Ann Coulter. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with these guys?
Your own and start up your own band. But this is our song and this is our list. We apologize to the ones we missed. This is a song about liberals that we can't stand.
Like this song is like, this is Brennan's favorite.
Nancy Pelosi and Robert Byrd, Susan Sarandon and Whoopi Goldberg, Chucky Schumer.
Like, did they mention what's her face, the Susan Sarandon of the old days from Vietnam?
Jane Fonda?
Yeah,
of course.
We'll never forgive Jane Fonda.
Hanoi Jane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just super funny because it's like, Jane Fonda like used to, do some wild radical shit, and now it's like she's like, Grace and Frankie.
Lib.
Yeah, and well, it's like, yeah, it's just like she's like it's just like so funny because like these. Like conservatives and young conservatives, people who have no idea about any of this stuff, but just because they're the little freaks who are like weaned on talk radio or whatever, like they know who Jane Fonda is, and it's not because of Grace and Frankie or whatever.
Yeah, no, they still hate Jane Fonda for betraying America.
And Martin Sheen, his son Charles.
It's kind of sad because like I don't like 90% of the people that he's mentioning. Like I think they're all fucking annoying.
Yeah, I think that you agree on so many things.
Yeah, I not for
like
the same
James
reason.
Carville and Mary Madeline and them. Like,
yeah.
Well, I don't know. They're probably. I don't know. I really don't know how social these guys are. I did look up one of them and I saw that they went real Christian, or probably already that way, but even more so. It seemed like.
Hell yeah.
Howard Dean.
1776.
Lincoln Chafee and John McCain, Arlen Specter and Christopher Shea.
Wait, they hate John McCain too?
Well, yeah, because he was the maverick.
Chafee and John McCain, Arlen Specter and Christopher Shea, Lindsey Graham and Olympia Snow, belong in the zoo with the other rhinos. This is a song about liberals that we can't stand. If you don't like it, go
Did you hear
write
that?
your own.
He just said Jane Fonda. Like
Oh,
in the,
he did?
Yeah. He just like, but it was like, I think it's the.
If you don't.
Bro, how is Jane Fonda getting play? Like, who the fuck cares? That's nuts, dude.
Fans rise up.
That's actually insane. I mean, leave it to conservatives. Okay, this is the last thing I want to show you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Please.
Because I know you got to leave, and I'm just, like, exploiting your labor here for free.
No, this is,
5777 West 7.
Sebastian Gorka apparently has an Instagram still.
Oh,
surprised.
I'm kind of amazed that, wow, he has a lot of followers, dude.
Yeah, 340,000 followers.
Damn, he's clouded.
Yeah, Sebastian Gorka, come on my show, please. I fell off. The Hood watches Sebastian Gorka now. All that fun stuff. So this apparently has been like traveling on Instagram a lot. It's got 1.9 million views on Instagram in one day.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be 2 million views in by the time we're finished watching.
Yeah. More COVID facts the CDC and the Biden administration doesn't want you to hear. An Indiana doctor spoke in front of his city council about coronavirus. And what he's seeing in the media, he lays into them with one fact after another. Don't be a sheep. Be a leader like this doctor. That's what he said. But people who are saying, like, that's a terrible accent, you literally have never heard Sebastian Gorka. That was 100%.
He sounds... That's Sebastian Gorka.
Like, yeah, obviously it's not going to be as good as Adomian, but, you know, it's still fucking good. Yeah, the dragon... the dragon of Budapest!
Soy Bastion.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Noah. I'll PayPal you your check for lying to everyone and saying that my accent was good.
Yeah, that's again.
My dad literally posted on Facebook today his videos making the rounds. Let's see
In the
what
north
this
of
fucking
Fordsville,
dumbass
Indiana.
doctor is saying.
To address your comment, geez, it's hard to.
Dude, my favorite. Oh, my brother was watching this the other day. Okay, good. Yeah, this is definitely certified.
Oh, good.
What is happening? My captions are fucked right now.
And the Bill Burr and the Epstein.
Live captions are pretty good otherwise, but.
I believe we're 18 months into this and still having a problem, and I would suggest the reason we still have a problem is because we're doing things that are not useful, and we're getting our sources of information from the Indiana State Board of Health and the CDC, who actually don't bother to read science before they do this.
Okay, let me just say something. Noise gate is audibly
suspenders.
Yeah, that's it. That's no shot, dude. You come in here looking like a fucking old timey like potion salesman. Okay, that traveled the Wild West.
Yeah, so I'm a local doctor and apothecarist.
Yeah, no shot, dude.
I
Get
was
the fuck
selling my
outta here.
wares and reading Facebook groups and.
Exactly. Like I would love to see. He's a functional medicine alternative doctor, which is not AMA recognized.
So he's okay. So he's a.
So he's not a fucking doctor.
He's not a doctor. He's just a guy.
Yeah. Oh, got it.
Right, yeah.
He's just a guy. I love this because like. In his bumfuck Indiana town, like he's the most like eloquent person, right? Like he can describe things in full sentences. So now, of course, they have decided he is like the figure that's going to lead them out of this pandemic. Great.
I'm actually a functional family medicine physician. That means I am specially trained in immunology and inflammation regulation. And everything being recommended by the CDC and the State Board of Health is actually contrary to all the rules of science. So things you should know about coronavirus and all other respiratory viruses, they are spread by aerosol particles, which are small enough to go through every mask. By the way, the literature that supports all of that is in a flash drive that we presented to you. It's been given to the secretary.
It's like my brain is firing off right now. Like every red flag, suspenders. The CDC is wrong, and this fucking quack doctor.
I specialize in regulating inflammation.
This motherfucker could have just literally gotten up there and been like, you know, I'm a crystallologist.
I got my degree from Hollywood Upstairs Medical College.
Yeah, it's just like I have a flash drive. Please look at the flash drive that I have. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
As a matter of fact, it quotes at least 3 studies sponsored by the NIH to that exact fact, even though the CDC and the NIH have chosen to ignore the very science that they paid to have done. That is why you keep struggling with this, is because you cannot make these viruses go away. The natural history of all respiratory viruses is that they circulate all year long, waiting for the immune system to get sick through the winter or become deranged, as has happened recently with these vaccines, and then they cause symptomatic disease. Because they cannot be filtered out and they have animal reservoirs, and this is a very important point, no one can make this virus go away. The CDC has managed to convince everybody that we can handle this like we did smallpox, where we could make a virus go away. Smallpox had no animal reservoirs. The only thing it learned to infect was humans. That's why we were able to make that virus go away. That will not happen with this any more than it will with influenza, the common cold, respiratory syncytial virus, adenoviral respiratory syndromes, or anything else that has animal reservoirs. So the reason you can't do this is because you're trying to do something.
Wait, at least he's a fucking based anti-conspiracy theorist. He's saying that, like, you know, It wasn't the BSL-4 lab leak. It's I got an animal reservoir. So,
I mean, to me, this is like part of it though, is that it's also like such a. I love their like the way these people's minds work in terms of just like the like. So there's all these nefarious, shady interests and people covering it up, and that's why we need to go back to friendlies.
Yeah,
like it's just like the ask at the end of this is not like rise up for your rights.
Yeah,
it's,
that's why
I need the Israeli nail polish guys at the mall to yell at me.
Yeah,
like, like you know.
Well, no, that's what. It's not even that. I think he's like anti-masker and anti-vaxxer. So you know the dual.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's a real doctor? No, he's still not a real doctor. Summit is my dad. You fucking idiot. I'm making a joke about him like. Accidentally going against another very common thing that he could have easily said, like this is a Chinese bioweapon that was created in a fucking lab or whatever.
Thing which has already been tried and can't be done. Equally important is that vaccination changes none of this, especially with this
There's a dude with COVID in there coughing in the background.
Yeah, really. It's like...
And I would hope this board would start asking itself, before it considers taking the advice of the CDC, the NIH, and the State Board of Health, why we are doing...
This guy's going to be like one of those articles like in 2 weeks that's just like, man has no regrets about not taking vaccine before
and
going
is dead.
on. Yeah, like,
and is literally fucking
like,
dead.
It's only a matter of time before one of like these people, like not just like somebody who like isn't taking the vaccine, but like one of these like out and out freaks is going to be in this position and will say something truly wild on OANN.
By the way, for the record, there's a lot of people on left Twitter, a lot of our friends who are against the weird type of pornography that mainstream media is like engaging in. I think you called it porn too, like last night. I'm fully in support of it. I'm here to tell you, like, I don't mind when there are articles about fucking people who are like, man dies after posting on Facebook about like, how COVID is fake and it's not real and he's not going to take the vaccine. And there's one reason for it. One, because like I really don't give a shit. I just don't care. Like at this point, I'm like, dude, I don't want to wear a fucking mask at the gym. Okay? So if you're going to prolong this fucking thing, I literally don't care if you have you had every opportunity to go get the COVID vaccine. Okay? You had every opportunity to do so, and you still don't want to take it. Like I just don't care if you fucking get COVID and you die. I can't. Like there's nothing I can do. Okay? Sorry, that sucks. Sorry, sucks that you're dead, but also like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You literally tried to die, okay? So that's one.
Positive for COVID,
and then two, I hope, and I say this all the time, I'm like, think about how much of a fucking condescending asshole I am. Like I'm the representation of everything you hate. If you're a conservative, you see someone like myself, you're like Turkish, you know what I mean? Having sex with white women, I mean, destroying the white gene pool. You know what I mean? Like, think about that for a second. Let the anger just manifest inside of you, right? If you're a conservative watching right now. Do you really want to not own me and instead have me own you? Because I'm going to laugh. I'm going to fucking laugh. You can't stop me. I'm going to fucking laugh when something bad happens to you because you didn't take the necessary precautions. And that means I will own you, okay? If you die, you're letting libs own the conservatives. So let that hatred motivate you to go out and get a vaccine just so that, you won't have fucking assholes like me laugh about it later on when you inevitably die. Okay? I'm just saying, maybe that'll be a good motivator for you. Think about that. Not even just me, like CNN. Ooh, even worse. Like Jake Tapper might laugh about it. Think about that, dude. You hate Jake Tapper, right? Or do they like Jake Tapper?
I don't. I mean, I can't keep track.
He's such a desperate centrist that
it's all like they're all like it all rotates on either side.
Yeah.
All right. I want to see more
things about this that we didn't do for the common cold, influenza, or respiratory syncytial virus. And then ask yourself, why is a vaccine that is supposedly so effective having a breakout in the middle of the summer when respiratory viral syndromes don't do that? And to help you understand that, you need to know the condition that is called antibody-mediated viral enhancement.
That's for later.
That is a condition done when vaccines work wrong, as they did in every coronavirus study done in animals.
Wait, what?
On coronaviruses after the SARS outbreak, and done in respiratory syncytial virus, where a vaccine used in a vulnerable individual done the wrong way, which cannot be done right for a respiratory virus which has a very low pathogenicity rate, causes the immune system to actually fight the virus wrong and let the virus become worse than it would with native infection. And that is why you're seeing an outbreak right now.
Wait, he's saying that the viruses are actually fucking causing worse outbreaks. Like he's saying the COVID
vaccines are causing.
Yeah, or not the virus. Sorry,
because
the vaccine,
they
yeah.
are because this. So the vaccine is the thing. So the Delta variant is not a Delta variant. It's just the vaccine's making people sick again.
Yeah. Hold
That's
on.
a really you know what? That's a more original take at least.
A pathogenicity rate. Pathogenicity and transmissibility. Oh, it's just pathogenicity is just another way of saying, what is it, like R naught? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like it's also like just transmission.
Yeah, we can't follow because this guy is so fucking smart, dude. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're right. We're just on,
He's too smart for us, dude. That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody just died.
So, what's wonderful about this is that, like, there is data, okay? There is data to literally show that this guy is fucking wrong. I.e., look at the people in the fucking hospitals, dumbass. It's literally like 99.9% unvaccinated people. We also have half the death rate, despite the fact that we unfortunately now have double, if not triple, the fucking new COVID case rate as a consequence of Delta. But we half the death rate, even though there's 3x the fucking number of new COVID cases. How did that happen? How do we have 160,000 new COVID cases, and yet for some reason hospital beds are not being fucking, hospitals are not being shut down? Last year around this time, we had 50,000 to 60,000 new COVID cases. Okay, now we have 160,000. Why are hospitals not fucking completely stacked? Which will happen, by the way, don't get me wrong, but it's still significantly less. The death rate and the hospitalization rate is significantly less than last year. I wonder if there's something to do with that. It's such an easy, it's like a math problem, right? Like it is such an easy fucking answer.
Well, because he's literally taking like what you say, and you're like, see, there's this decrease that he's looking at, and because like it's it's first it's against the masking, and now it's against the vaccine, and so now it's like, well, he's saying, well, hold on a minute, like the vaccine is actually causing this bad thing. The bad thing is not happening. Like it's supposed to be this like surreal, and this is the thing, right? Is that like the goalpost will always move because like they always have to find like a. Yeah, I mean, like, they're not going to, it's Q brain, basically.
Yeah, I mean, here's Q brain. You realize if you test positive for COVID, the test that's 90% false positive rate and die from a heart attack, it counts as a COVID death? Literally not true. Literally you just made that up, okay? 90% false positive rate is a completely fucking fabricated stat that you just dropped in there, okay? That's just completely incorrect.
Also, just like the idea that there is like that counts as a COVID death is something that is like systematic across like this country,
Doctors.
not like at all like managed like by state or county. You know what I mean? It's like we see all that, like it's just why.
One sec, I link you the article. Yeah, dude, please link me the article. First of all, you can't because you're not a fucking subscriber. Okay, so you can't link me the article. Secondly, I'm not gonna click on your fucking keylogger IP grabber ass link from. I don't know, ifuckmycousineverynight.com from some fucking bumfuck Facebook website. Okay, get the fuck out of here. Like, you're so fucking dumb. This is a debunked conspiracy from literally last year. The easiest thing to look at is the additional deaths that occurred from when we figured out that there was something going on, like COVID, spreading through the fucking land, and until now, just perfectly works with the number of fucking COVID fatalities. Like, what the fuck? There is an excess death. There's excess death that you can look at immediately by just going to the CDC website and looking at the number of fucking deaths that occurred in 2017 in the same time frame, the number of deaths that is expected in 2018, in 2019, and when you look at 2020, for some fucking weird reason, there is an excess mortality to the tune of 600,000. You cannot account for that. Like, there is no, like, why did 600,000 additional people die in 2020? Or 500,000 additional people die in 2020? What was it? What was the reason? Were doctors literally fucking murdering people? No, it was probably COVID.
I think it was the doctor murders, personally.
Yeah, doctors are murdering people individually. And they're also in on the conspiracy. Why? I don't really know. I don't really need to tell you nothing. Money. They want money. Okay? And also on top of that, they're fucking faking the stats. They're padding the stats. And this was like this was running rampant. Like, Steven Crowder was a main fucking advocate for this psychotic shit. Why doesn't this diagram show 0 cases from 2018 to 2019 from the CDD? What? For influenza?
Oh, no. I mean, this is, no.
Mass suffocation. Yeah, that's why they were dying.
In fact, in that flash drive you're going to have coming to you and in the emails with 6 extra will be a study showing that 75% of people who had COVID-19 positive symptom cases in Barnstable, Massachusetts outbreak were fully vaccinated.
What? Okay. So what? So what, dude? 0 fucking deaths, though. The fuck are they saying? Like, I love that they're looking at like one fucking area. Wasn't there like a big gay party or something that happened on that weekend?
Yeah, in like Provincetown.
Yeah, and yeah, okay. Dudes were fucking sucking face. All right.
And it's also what people don't remember and exclude from that story is like there were unvaccinated people in the mix who were the real vectors for the outbreak. And so it's like you can always like, you know, this is the thing with the breakthrough cases is that it's like, you know, what changes a breakthrough case to a genuine outbreak is not the presence of a bunch of vaccinated people all hanging out, although now we're seeing that obviously there is some risk there, but it's like, it's when you have somebody who isn't vaccinated there.
Yeah, it's just like, it's fucking nuts. It's nuts. Here, I mean, here, this is the screenshot from the CDC data. You can look at like different years and the excess deaths from the same fucking time period going all the way back to 2017. Why? Why are there hundreds of thousands of additional fucking deaths? Anyway, that's the easiest
yeah.
It's the easiest way to debunk that, and yet people still don't understand math, so they're like, I don't get it. Just like the fucking Massachusetts case is so funny to me because people constantly will say, well, like they did in the UK. People will say, well, about, you know, a high percentage of people that had COVID were actually double vaxxed. It's like, yeah, because a high percentage of people were already fucking vaccinated. That's how math works. If 100% of the people were vaccinated and COVID still can spread through 100% vaccinated population, very unlikely, but still could happen. If 100% of the people were vaccinated, then 100% of the people that got COVID would be vaccinated. That doesn't mean the vaccines don't work because the vaccine efficacy is not about not getting the virus, even though in the original variant, or not the Delta variant, it did actually prevent you from getting it, but with the Delta variant, that's gone for the most part, as far as we understand. It's about stopping the worst symptoms. It's about making sure that even if you get COVID, you deal with it like it's a fucking light cold, and you don't have to go to the hospital. And yeah, same argument that people use in fucking Israel too, which is so idiotic. It's like, yeah, they have a higher percentage of people that are vaccinated than not vaccinated, dumbass. Anyway. So stupid. It just like doesn't make any sense that people just like simply fail basic like statistics comprehension, and they're like, I don't get it, so you must be wrong. Okay, dude, thanks.
Therefore, there is no reason for treating any person vaccinated any differently than any person unvaccinated. You should also know that no vaccine, even the ones I support and would give to myself and my children, ever stops infection. In 2014, there was outbreak of mumps in the National Hockey League. The only people...
Literally because of fucking dipshits like you, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, it is like...
Look at this problem that we are causing.
I do like, it's like clogging the toilet and then being the one to raise the alarm, I guess.
Yeah. Look at this problem that we are literally causing and trying to continue and make worse. Wow, how crazy.
Who came down the symptoms were the people who were unvaccinated or unknown vaccine status. Boy, that sounds like a great argument for vaccines. But a question that you should ask yourself, knowing that half of the people who came down with symptomatic disease had no contact with an unvaccinated or unknown vaccine status individual, where did they get the disease? And the answer...
Oh my God, is he about to say the vaccine itself? The mRNA vaccine itself is like giving people COVID?
Was from the vaccinated individuals. No vaccine prevents you from getting infection. You get infected, You shed pathogen. This is especially true of viral respiratory pathogens. You just don't get symptomatic from it. So you cannot stop spread. You cannot make these numbers that you've planned on get better by doing any of the things you're doing.
Wait, he's not wrong about this, but I don't understand why he's describing this like... Wait, hold on. Okay, you can, if you are vaccinated, still get COVID. You can, if you are vaccinated, still give others COVID. Okay? That doesn't... He's not wrong about that, but he's doing that thing that conservatives do where they, like, describe something that is just normal and people are aware of, but they say it in, like, a skeptical tone. So the implication is that, like, they're telling you a secret that the government doesn't want you to know. Okay? There is still a likelihood that you can, as a vaccinated person, get COVID and give it to other people, other vaccinated people. Okay? So that's HasanAbi. Now you're going full damage control mode. Says...
What? What's the point is that people aren't dying, man.
The like, vaccines stop people from dying or having to go to the hospital and develop long-term COVID symptoms like permanent lung damage.
Or permanent death.
Or death, which is the most permanent damage that you can do to your body. That's what the fucking that's what the vaccines do.
Because that is the nature of viral respiratory pathogens. And you can't prevent it with a vaccine because they don't do the very thing you're wanting them to do. And you will be chasing this the remainder of your life until you recognize that the Center for Disease Control and the Indiana State Board of Health are giving you...
Yeah, the shedding part is like fucking dumb, unless he meant like, you know, you can get COVID and still spread it to others.
Very bad scientific guidance. And instead, read the articles that are going to come on the email and are on this flash drive.
Dude, he's literally like, the NIH and the CDC and the FDA are all wrong. Instead, read my Facebook articles. And all of your fucking dumbass conservative hog fucking uncles and aunts and parents literally are like, yeah, that's like me. I agree. Yeah, read this Facebook article instead. This man, he's got some good ideas. Look at him. He's dapper. He's wearing suspenders.
Yeah, dude, the suspenders really connote authority. That's definitely what he's getting away with.
It's on a fucking flash drive, brother. It's like he's got fucking keyloggers in there. If he was smart enough, that's what he should do.
And listen to the people in this audience here tonight who actually have recognized...
Dude, we were #1 in the world a couple months ago in like vaccinated. Well, not #1, but like we were slated to become #1. I think Israel was always #1 in like how many people they vaccinated, because of course they just did not include Palestinians in that number ever, and still don't. But like we were slated to become #1 with like the vaccinated population.
Well, and it was then like also like
and now we're like 25
because the case count went low. Everybody was like, people decided, all right, we're going to take our foot off the gas. And the fact that Biden was too embarrassed to acknowledge that they were going to miss his target, like, it just, nobody cared about it. And then all of a sudden the variant happens, and it's like, all of a sudden everybody cares about it, except like, you didn't care about it when it mattered, which is when things were good. And you would have actually probably even had more leverage and leeway to get people to do something, because they, you know, they're not freaked out and being told by, like, you know, the pillow man or whatever about the election or whatever.
Yeah. Like, you really gotta be a fucking, I mean, you gotta be high as fuck on, like, American individualism and entitlement to think that, like, you and your fucking dumbass parents know more than the actual fucking scientists. Like, you're in on something secret that they do not want you to know, that they're hiding. You know what I mean? Like, these motherfuckers that studied this shit their entire lives, like, they're literally wrong, okay? It's actually me and my uncles in Alabama that literally know what's going on better because they read a fucking Facebook meme. Nuts. It just makes me so mad.
The advice they are getting from the CDC and the NIH is counterfactual. And that's why you're still fighting this with this vaccine that supposedly was going to make all of this go away, but has suddenly managed to make an outbreak of COVID-19 develop in the middle of the summer when vitamin D levels are at their highest. By the way, the other thing that would be necessary, any vaccine restriction to be considered.
Yeah, dude.
Big determinant here.
Everybody knows, like, vitamin D is
I love that too, that his big answer here is like, listen, vitamin D is what will protect us. I like that.
Then it shouldn't bother you if someone doesn't have the vaccine. It won't affect you. It will just affect the person who decides not to get vaccinated. No, it does bother me, you fucking idiot, because the Delta variant literally started because there was vaccinated people and unvaccinated people. Mutations are going to continue to occur no matter what happens. That's how viruses fucking work in random, okay? Whether there is a fucking vaccine or not, mutations are going to occur. So it's only a matter of time until we have another fucking variant that's even more deadly and spreads even faster. So this is the fucking basis of epidemiology and being able to fucking deal with goddamn viral infections, is to stop it by reaching herd immunity. But unfortunately, the number of fucking hogs that don't want to take the vaccine has rendered that impossible now.
Be careful.
So now there's going to be another fucking variant that's going to even be more deadly, and it's going to be too late because the current fucking vaccines that we have are not even going to work. I'm not an idiot, sheesh. No, you are a fucking idiot. If you have this kind of opinion, I'm sorry. Look, I'm not gonna fucking baby you here, okay? You're a fucking idiot if you literally think that, like, it shouldn't bother you that someone doesn't have a vaccine. Like, the idiocy comes from your sense of entitlement and your ignorance, okay? Instead of, like, being like, I don't fully understand this. Maybe, like, I will ask a question in a nice way so that maybe I can understand it. You're, like, combative for no fucking reason. Because, you're confused and dumb. Okay? Sorry. Anyway.
That you for such an
sorry. You are a fucking idiot. Like, literally. And so is this fucking suspender dipshit.
Yeah.
Well, he's not an idiot. He's just a fucking horrible person.
He's like a carnival barker.
He's a charlatan.
Yeah, this is the, he's making money from this. To put it one way.
Develop in the middle of the summer when vitamin D levels are at their highest. By the way, the other thing that would be necessary, any vaccine restriction to be considered, is if there were no other treatment available. And I can tell you, having treated over 15 COVID-19 patients, that between active loading with vitamin D, ivermectin, and zinc, that there is not a single person who has come anywhere near
ivermectin and zinc. Yeah, dude. Don't take the FDA approved or FDA emergency authorized fucking vaccine. Instead, take the horse dewormer that the literal fucking producers of the horse dewormer say you should not take for COVID prevention. Okay? Like, if you hate Big Pharma, okay, if you fucking hate Big Pharma, then how do you pair up with the reality that Merck itself is like, do not take horse dewormer for fucking COVID? You're so stupid, dude. That's what's always mind-boggling to me. Like, whether it be fucking Andrew Wakefield, that piece of shit, vaccines cause autism Andy from fucking the UK, or any number of these fucking charlatans, like, they always sell you something else. It was hydroxychloroquine with Donald Trump and his fucking ilk back in the 2020s. Like, there's always a separate thing that they're trying to sell you. How are you skeptical for one fucking thing and then not skeptical about the other thing that's literally not even FDA approved, and instead FDA is telling you not to use that for that purpose? Jesus Christ. You're so wrong. They have medical grade ivermectin in pill form prescribed by doctors. Yes, there is a fucking medical usage for it. That doesn't mean you can use it for everything, you fucking idiot. Yeah, doctors give you chemotherapy too. You want to start doing chemotherapy for fucking COVID, idiot?
Yeah, people also take lithium for, their brain regulation, so they should start eating phone batteries. That's my suggestion, personally.
I mean, don't say that, because some idiots will do that.
Please don't do that. It's not my suggestion.
Yeah, that was parody. Parody. He is not a doctor.
Yeah.
The hospital. And we already have studies that show that if you achieve a 25-hydroxyvitamin...
I love this. Like, the FDA, the CDC, the NIH, like, all of the numbers of fucking studies that they conduct are actually counterfactual. But his, like, 15-person study, which is not even a fucking study, you just, like, treated 15 horse fuckers in your town. Like, that's actually the peak of, like, scientific thought, dude. Oh my God.
Vitamin D level greater than 55, your risk of COVID-19 death will drop down to 1/4 of the population. Average the United States. And there are active treatment trials included on that flash drive that show the same is true. So if you were going to discriminate based upon vaccine, you should also discriminate based upon 25-hydroxyvitamin D level, zinc taste test response, and probably previous infection, since there are also studies on that flash drive that show that people who have recovered from COVID-19 infection actually get no benefit from vaccination at all, no reduction in symptoms, no reduction in hospitalization, and suffer 2 to 4 times the rate of side.
You do realize the FDA approved only with emergency authorization, right?
I didn't know that, did you?
Whoa, dude, that's crazy. That's so crazy. I mean, Canada has full approval and so does Europe, but it doesn't really matter because the FDA emergency authorization approval process is pretty fucking similar to the full-blown authorization. It just means that the development of the fucking vaccine is happening while the studies are being conducted. And guess what? You know what the FDA fucking does? They stop the production or even stop people from using a certain vaccine like the J&J one if there's even a fucking minor tweak, if there's even a minor result that's out of whack. They're like, all right, stop it immediately, which they did with the J&J vaccine. And then they fucking found out that it was still fine for people to use because the negative side effect of like taking the J&J vaccine was so insanely marginal, like incredibly fucking marginal. Okay? Okay, dumbasses? God damn it, dude. You make it seem like the emergency approval means that there's no process in which like they test it. Like someone is in a bathtub, like, you know, slushing around meth and whatever the fuck they're tossing in there. And they're like, oh, this is my COVID cure. And the FDA is like, all right, I guess we give you an emergency approval. There was a fuckload of other pharmaceutical corporations that were in the process of trying to develop COVID vaccines. Why is it that we're only using Pfizer and Moderna and also J&J in the United States of America and AstraZeneca elsewhere and Sinovac in China, and everyone has their own fucking developed COVID vaccine? Why is it that we are only using specific ones? Because the companies, the pharmaceutical corporations that got billions of fucking dollars in research that weren't able to come out with an actual fucking COVID vaccine that was that worked are not being used. They're not in circulation. You fucking idiots. But you don't know that. You don't even care about that. In your mind, you think it's just like, yeah, exactly, because the other ones did not work.
Effects if they are subsequently vaccinated. Therefore, the policies that you are basing on are totally counterfactual. I don't blame this board for that because I know you aren't scientists and you've thought it was reasonable to listen.
But neither are you, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, sorry. Listen, I'm a simple thigh massager.
Yeah, like, seriously, that's what this guy is. He's like a massage therapist. Actually, fuck that. Massage therapists are awesome,
yeah,
okay?
Massage therapists
They
rock,
do good.
But
They do good. This guy doesn't.
Yeah, this guy uses his massage therapy for evil.
Yeah.
The CDC, NIH, and the Indiana State Board of Health. But I would encourage that instead you listen to the people out here in this audience and read what's on that data drive. And if anybody here in this board has any questions...
The ivermectin works against COVID, yet media suppresses the meta-study published in the Lancet. Why aren't you talking about this? Because the meta-study published in the fucking Lancet was literally immediately debunked and pulled. So you're literally operating on one fucking study that was half-assed, put forward, just like hydroxychloroquine was, okay? Because it corresponds to your personal fucking biases about some fuckery going on. And that's precisely the reason why people don't use ivermectin. Because if the government operated on whatever your fucking favorite IDW podcast there was shilling, then we would all be taking fucking Onnit supplements, okay? Or we would have colloidal silver poisoning.
It's the nation of everybody turns blue.
Everyone's blue.
Everyone's
just
blue.
A blue man
Just
group,
blue.
dude.
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
Let's finish this out. I want to see this guy close this strong.
Questions about anything on that, I will happily come back and sit with you individually if you would like to explain the science behind this. And if you're worried about being sued by somebody because you don't follow the guidance of the CDC and the NIH, I will tell you have a free pro bono expert testimony at your disposal. I will testify in defense of this board, turning down all these recommendations for free.
I want him to get fucking brutal. I want him to get shredded by some fucking government bureaucrats who have spent their entire fucking lives just sitting behind computers and like looking at the data to just like come up there and be like, you're fucking wrong. Like you're just, this is insane. You're an insane person.
Anytime in any court. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Although I will say, like, one of the things that's really interesting is like that is like, you know, that gets like 2 million views on Instagram or whatever, and like it, you know, it's really bad, but it's also like, it feels like this is not made to be something that persuades people in a lot of ways. It's meant to be like something that if you're already in this bubble, that like you need to watch, because it'll reinforce and make it be like, see, the guy who's admittedly dressed like, I don't know, like early career Tucker Carlson, he seems to be making some good points. He can back me up.
He's the horse whisperer, dude. It's great. You know, he's gonna fix everything. The Lancet was also the company that first showed the Andrew Wakefield study. That doesn't matter. Like the Lancet is just the Lancet.
It's a medical journal. It's not like a.
You can sometimes upload fucking shitty medical studies onto the Lancet. Guess what, dude? They fucking take them down though. That's the whole point. That's how science works. Okay, sometimes dipshits get through. Okay, sometimes dipshits get through with faulty studies.
Somebody just pointed out, but this guy's speaking like a school board meeting or city council. Like, what do you think was like the agenda item? Like, it was probably like about like, should we paint the benches blue?
Yeah, I mean, this is how, dude. This is my favorite thing. Like, this is actually my favorite fucking thing, because this is where you get functional medicine guys. Like, this is where you get the small town, like, I'm the fucking most popular guy in my fucking tiny ass bumfuck town, so I'm the mayor now. Okay, I'm just gonna functionally be the doctor of this town. Another consequence of not having socialized healthcare. A lot of these fucking rural areas simply do not have hospitals. So, you know, horse whisperer Andy over here basically becomes the fucking doctor of the town. Okay?
I think people should be looking at why he's so close to the horses.
Yeah, well, he wants to use horse dewormer too, so. It's so sad, dude. He's just like, yeah, he's the judge, he's the referee, he's everything. Yeah, the huge study supporting ivermectin as a COVID treatment was withdrawn over ethical concerns, but hey, guess what, dude? It was withdrawn because, you know, they're trying to suppress it, dude.
That's definitely what everybody wants, is for things not just to go back to normal as easily and quickly as possible.
What is this? Many people have sent Dr. Galvin copies of the viral video of Dr. Dan Stock making comments. Why is he saying Dr. Dan Stock? He's not a fucking doctor.
Because this is the guy who's from the Vitality Medical Wellness.
In the referee dude.
Which is fake. It's fake. What is the Vitality Medical Wellness Institute, dude?
I gotta split.
All right. Well, thank you for coming, dude.
Thank you for having me.
Where can people find you?
So, I'm on Twitter. I put the thing in Twitch, but it's NKULW. And then blowback.show. Listen to the podcast. New episodes coming out for season 2 every Sunday night or Monday morning. And then if you want to listen to the full show now, go to Stitcher Premium. Go to Stitcher.com/premium. Sign up with the code Blowback. And then you'll be able to listen to the whole thing now. And we have bonus episodes coming out. It's a lot of fun. And
where do you want to learn about lies about Cuba?
Oh, where do I want to? Lies.
If you want to learn about lies about Cuba. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think if people are interested in learning lies about Cuba, they can watch your stream. But also, I think more generally, people can, if they're looking for sort of other venues or perspectives, you know, I would just sort of pay attention to Mark Frank in the Financial Times.
Yeah.
And Reuters is really good.
Those guys have a really good track record.
Yeah. There's a, you know, I think that like if you're just try and not read as many American sources is what I'd go with.
Yeah.
And listen to Blowback. Maybe we can help you make some sense of it if you haven't listened yet.
It's really good. It provides, just like the first season did, a historical perspective and all of the efforts that the United States has engaged in, all the psychotic shit that they've done with respect to like, you know, changing the political outcome of the revolution in Cuba. It's great. Noah Kulwin is his name, folks, and that's. I've had him on for far too long, dude. He was like, "Yeah, I'll come over for an hour," and I'm like, "Nah, fuck that. You're gonna be here. You're gonna be here for the whole day, dude. I'm gonna milk you for everything you've got."
Well, happy to be milked.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, man.
Take it easy.
All right.
I will also.
You can take that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can take this out.
Perfect. All right, folks. I'm gonna play the Dr. Dan or whatever the fuck this charlatan is. This fake news, fake doctor with his fake medicine, dude.
Noah the Boa has wicked.
Hold on, I'm gonna fix the noise gate real quick. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, and I gotta pee really quickly. I have to pee so fucking bad. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm trying to get like more guests on. You know what I mean?